Gene Bean. We are live. Gene Bean. Music down. Hello, hello, folks. First stream in a while. Oh, don't fall off the desk, silly. That's just my greetings, Mr. Mandic, but FYI, that's my phone in my pocket, but I'm just happy to see you. Welcome, Dark Third Dimension. Interesting way to intro. Gene Bean, hi. Yes, you are here. We are here. Hey, folks. So today we're working on continuing my Voron 2.4 build by getting back to... we're actually going to dive into rebuilding now versus just tearing down. Nothing if not interesting. I'll go with that. I will agree with that. Open. I don't know why folders keep opening like in the background. Does it pass kitty inspection? Well, we're going to find out. We shall find out. Gene, you're just trying to rub on my microphone, I feel like. I feel like you're just trying to rub on the microphone. Voron 2.4. Damn it. I don't have the... could we not chom my fingers? He's streaming awfully late. Yeah. I wish I could figure out a good stream schedule, but with people all around the world, there's really no good time throughout the day that works. I want to get the instructions pulled up quick. Hi. All right. Chaotic Lab. Yeah, hi. Chaotic Lab GitHub. It's not late. It's only 3:30 a.m. here in Norway. Okay. You're on the schedule like I was when I was in the UK. CNC Parts Kit 2.0 for... Have you heard of Manx cats? Can't say I have. Maybe I have and I just don't know it. I'm going to be so gray till you're done rubbing on me. Let's see if I can get... there we go. Instructions page. Pulling up the instructions for the CNC parts we're going to be working with. We got a Chaotic Lab parts kit from Chaotic Lab. CNC parts kit, the 2.0 version, the new like lighter weight, thinner pieces. All right. AB drives are probably where we're going to start with, I assume. So I'm going to download this. Just get these downloaded quick. Might as well download all of these. So I've got them saved, and we can get back to this. Pirate cats. Interesting. I do not know offhand what you're referring to. All right, download. Thought I had all of these already, but then I just checked the folder I thought they were in, and they're not there. So, 6 paws and no tail. You mean like 6 toes and no tail? I know of the Hemingway cats, the ones with thumbs. Examine had one. All right, the instructions downloaded. Oh, by the way, doing a giveaway today. Let me grab the form. Link, shorten, copy, boop. We're going to be giving away a CNC tap kit. This kit came with a CNC tap kit. Hi, that's easy. So this kit came with CNC tap, dropping it in chat. Going to be giving one away. I'll pin it to the top of the chat. Boop. So we'll be giving that away today on stream. So, CNC tap, Chaotic Lab, nice little kit, just don't need it for my build. I'm not running tap, I'm going to be running beacon, so somebody out there can try and make use of it. Hello from Vancouver, welcome in Edward. Vancouver, Washington, or BC? So that's the struggle of living where I live, is like right over the river is Vancouver, Washington, and then 6 hours north, BC. So welcome in. I got in the beacon probe for this build. Not sure I got this is the right one. I've got a beacon probe around here somewhere. This is a low profile one. I bought that with the 20% off sale they've been running for the holiday. So, all right, I think we're ready to get rolling with assembly on this. First is going to be maintenance on the linear rails. So I got my Y-axis MGN 9s and my X-axis MGN 12 here. We're gonna pull these off real quick and grease them. Do I dare? It's gonna be a lot easier to just pull the carriages off and grease them off of the rails. Do I dare? I probably dare. Let me see if I have any carriage blocks. I should. The like plastic fake carriages so you can slide off a rail. I should, but I also throw them out way too often. Every time I throw them out, I'm like, I shouldn't throw this out. I'm gonna regret it. And then I don't for a long time. And then I need it. Not seeing it. Not seeing it. Darn it. Ooh. That might be useful for my X-axis. I just found an LDO nut plate. Or, yeah, a nut plate. LDO nut plate for my X-axis. We might be installing that. So X-axis rail is getting changed. That one is definitely coming off. So I'm swapping out the X-axis rail. If anybody remembers from last stream, my input shaper graphs are terrible on this build and always have been. And my X-axis doesn't sound good and it feels a little chunky. So I could try and salvage it by rehabbing it, re-greasing it, cleaning it. But I don't know. I don't know if there's something wrong with it. I just don't know. I have a brand new Physect rail, one of their lightweight ones. So I'm just going to install this. Oh, hey, there's a carriage block in here, but it's an MGN 12. Damn it. So we're just going to install this in it on the build. You know, I could try and rehab one, or I could just use a brand new rail. I'm just going to use a brand new rail. So, if anybody's not familiar, this is the same thing I have on my Trident build. So this is one of the lightweight rails where they have machined out pockets on the back of the rail to make it lighter. I forget how much the weight difference is. Maybe we'll weigh it when we get it off of here. But I also have a nut plate now I just found. That'll help me with the 3D print rebuilding with a cat on the bench. I'm not sure how long she's going to remain on the bench once we get to greasing. And also I've got to start spritzing alcohol, and she hates this. When I started using that spray bottle, funny because she is so well behaved that she has never been sprayed with a water bottle, but she sees her brother get sprayed with a water bottle enough that she knows to fear it. We could not. There is that problem though. I might save this rail, so I'll save that bag. Might as well get this rail off of here, I guess. Might as well get this rail off. We're going to be swapping it out anyway. You can play with that. Sure. Sure, you can play with that. How's everybody's week going so far? I only just got back from England yesterday, so... Any questions about Smurf? Or the joy and the trials and tribulations of a trip? I don't know. It was really a pretty uneventful trip, so there's not really trials and tribulations, but, you know. I don't know what weird pattern I used for the screws on this, but it is a weird layout as I'm looking at it. How was everybody's week? Anybody else who did attend Smurf? I kind of doubt it, but I don't see any familiar names as far as UK is concerned. Plenty of familiar names. Nice to meet you, Smurf. Just G. Yeah, okay, so we got one. Whoop. Where you going, Domino? Did pretty well with the Death Racer thing. I did okay. I'm not upset at it. Not in the least bit upset at my performance for never having death raced before. As I kept saying to everybody, like, for never having actually driven a death racer before Sam said the word go, I feel like I did pretty well. My week just started 2 hours ago. I mean, I'm not too far off from you. Did I see the blow extrude machine? No, I don't know what you're referring to. I didn't get to see the show nearly as much as I would have liked because I got stuck in my booth. Next year, no booth. I say that every year at every show. I mean it this time. No booth. Right back. I got to grab a pair of pliers. I don't know where they are at the moment. I thought I packed them and took them with me, but I don't see them in my box of stuff, unless they're buried in here. They're buried in here. Okay, you went down? All right, bye-bye, Gene. Been running an eddy probe for months and been loving it. Yeah, I'd like to try an eddy probe. I haven't bothered yet because I have a handful of beacons and Big Tree Check just never sent one over, so I haven't bothered to request one because I haven't had a need. Finally going to Murph in June. Cool. I will not be. I will not be, but hope you have fun with that. Only shows I fully intend on attending this coming year so far are Smurf again. Hopefully, maybe, if it happens. They haven't announced it yet, but I don't imagine it won't. And Error. Smurf and Rocky Mountain are all I currently have intention to attend. As well as CES and maybe SEMA, but those are not 3D printing shows. So, off topic. All right, rail off. I was running regular roll-ins in here, so all the roll-ins can come out because we're going to put in a nut plate. Should I put it in the nut plate? I feel like I should. I don't know. I feel like it's going to reinforce this gantry a little bit. But then I could save this nut plate because I have a heated chamber build that I want to do where this might stiffen up the rail, the gantry a little more. Let me know. What do you think? Should I stick with just roll-in inserts in this rail or the nut plate? Can't decide. I'm second guessing it. All right, I'm gonna put this away. Well, let's see if I got my scale handy. We'll weigh the rail difference real quick. I don't see it. I can't remember where it is. I think it's up in my office. Now that I think about it. Can always get another nut plate. You're not wrong. Can always get another nut plate. Do I have my smaller scale, but the smaller scale only goes so high. So I don't even think it'll work on the nut plate. I'm curious what the weight difference is between the nut plate. Over limit. Yep. Dang it. Too heavy. The difference is too much. I thought I brought my scale down here from my office, but I don't see it. Oh well. Oh well. I'm going to put this rail away. Are there any? Yeah, there are. I'm going to pop these off of here. Little stopper pieces. Stopper pieces. This rail holds together when it's packaged up and put away. Who knows what, if anything, this will ever get used for, but I can save it. There's no reason to toss it. You know, something where I'm a little less concerned about the input shaper numbers or a build that doesn't require as fine of accuracy, something like a different type of machine or something I could use that on versus a 3D printer build. Okay. I'm not going to put this on here yet, but I just want to check it on here real quick. Look down through the holes and line up my roll-in inserts for the proper positions. Yeah, I didn't really get to do a whole heck of a lot at Smurf, unfortunately. I almost certainly will not have a Smurf video this year. I just did Death Racer stuff, which I already did the video on, and chatted with folks, which is a great show. I'm not complaining in the least, but didn't get to film much, I should say. So, unfortunately, I think that's about where that's at. Oh, right. Am I changing the nut plate or not? Dang it. Nut plate for tool changer. Not doing tool changer. Not doing tool changer. I don't have any interest in it. I've got a Prusa XL. That's my tool changer. So. It's right there. Use it. You're not wrong. It is right here. Okay, let's use it. Out comes the dang it. LTT screwdriver is too magnetic. It's too magnetic. I've also got an extra roll-in in here, but I don't need from cable chain since I'm running an umbilical. So get that out of the way. I can get that out. Save. I'm saving weight. What are you most stoked or least stoked on products at Smurf? What was your most stoked and least stoked? I was stoked on Core 1 from Prusa. I don't know if that was my most stoked thing, but I was definitely stoked on it, interested. I'm really interested to play with one of those, see it. Mark IV is back there printing right now. I'd love to have a Core XY variant of that. Silver Bear, welcome. What else? I'm gonna wipe this down real quick. Dang it. Where are paper towels? Oh, they're behind the camera. What else? I saw that the Millennium team, so the Milo milling machine that I've built on stream and sitting on the floor back here at the moment, they have a new board coming out in partnership with Big Tree Tech. So a board kind of dedicated, made for their machine, for any CNC machine. It doesn't have to be theirs, but they co-developed it, worked with Big Tree Tech on it. What else? And especially since the Mellow board in mine, I'm pretty sure is messed up. I'm going to be putting that in mine as soon as I can get my hands on it. That seems interesting. The Millennium Machine team also had on display Milo and Miley, their new machines. Basically V2 of their milling machines. Milo is V1.5, the LDO kit version that we have. And V2 is coming. So they have that on display. I got to chat with them about it a little bit. It's mostly quality of life updates, easier assembly. One of the versions, there's two. There's Miley and Milo, and there's slight variations of each. Bearded Printer, welcome in, of each other. Like they share a lot of hardware and pieces and design philosophy, but they have different focuses. Like Miley is the one that I'm interested in. Miley moves forward, the bed moves forward and back on the x-axis, but not, no, I'm sorry, on the y-axis, but not on the x-axis. So the bed plate, it's a thicker, larger bed plate than Milo, and that bed build plate moves. And so instead of the whole bed moving back and forth, thought process being the enclosure can be a lot smaller because the whole bed isn't going left, right. It's just the bed that's actually the fixture plate that moves. So your enclosure can be a lot smaller, at least width-wise. So that was interesting. If I get any video out, it might be about that. Taking a class on a makerspace with a retired machinist on Tuesday to learn how to use the Bridgeport. Sick. Once you learn some machining stuff, it really does unlock some some possibilities for you, so have fun with it. All right, nut plate is in. I gotta grease that rail. Grease it before we put it in. What else? I'm trying to think. What else did I see that it was like stoked on? The booth next to me, not a product really, but there's a new tool changer design coming, open source project. It's in closed beta right now. The person in the booth next to me, I'm sorry, but I forget your name. If you see this, I'm terrible with names and I always forget. They had a Trident running a magnetic tool changer system. They just had it running tool changes all weekend long. And so it was interesting. You lose a little bit of y-axis in the corners because of the tool changer docks, of course, on a Trident. But it was interesting to see a two tool changer setup, another option out there. Mad Max system. I didn't catch enough information about it. Any recommendations for a 350 cubed machine? My Ender 5 Plus can't keep up in my current demand. I've looked at the SB08 but heard many mixed reviews to jump in. His online name is Ambrosia. I'm in the beta. There we go. Yes, that's it. You're right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That's it. Mad Max system. Cool. I really wanted to talk to him, but then Sunday when I had a chance to get around and work on filming. How's my audio level, by the way? I made 1 or 2 tweaks before stream. Let me know if there's any issues. When I got a chance to get around and film some stuff, he wasn't around the booth. It seemed like maybe he left Sunday afternoon for a while. Audio seems good, sounds good. Okay, cool. The last couple of streams, I feel like the audio on my voice was a little quiet, so I tried to bring it up a little bit. This stream. So I'm gonna pop this off of here and grease it off. What else? That was an interesting system to see coming together, yet another tool changer option out there. Not gonna be mad about folks having options. I really think tool changers are gonna be like the thing in 2025, or certainly be a big thing in 2025. So. Sorry, just greasing this carriage up a bit. I don't want to lose any of these bearings. Stay in there. There we go. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Bearings stay in there. Cool. What kind of grease gun syringe thing is that? I did a whole video on it, Tim. It's on here on the Mandic Labs channel. There's a video, one of the only videos I have on this channel is about that grease gun. Just a mini grease gun. But might even be linked in the description right now. I don't remember. I'll check in a second. Might even be linked in the description. Because I freaking love that thing for this purpose. Let me look at my channel quick. Your channel. Videos. My new favorite 3D printing tool. So, mini grease gun. Bloop. I'll drop the video in chat. There we go. That's the easiest thing to do. Alright, back to it. Okay, I do want to grease that a little more. That was good, but not perfect. over grease the heck out of it, and then we'll wipe it down. Nothing struck me at Smurf as like uninteresting. Like plenty of stuff I've seen already, of course, that I just didn't really. Later on, you wonder why your mouse is greasy. I always wonder why my mouse is greasy. It's a Logitech; they're always greasy. Like there's plenty of stuff I'd seen plenty of times. There was not much note at Smurf. No offense to anybody, but like there's nothing wrong with that. But trying to think. I know there was a couple of things. Definitely wasn't a show where I was like, oh, there's nothing of interest here. Did I not bring the paper towels over here? Oh, I knocked them off the chair. That's why. I need a paper towel holder underneath the bench. Can't have too much lube. Nobody's going to complain about it. Not in this instance. There was a core 1 to fondle, and I did fondle it. There were 2 core 1s to fondle. I fondled both of them. Heard you got robbed on first place of a death racer. I did not get robbed in the least. The fact that I got as close as I did is amazing. So I did take myself out, but you know, I did take myself out. I am my own downfall, but that's okay. That happens, especially when you have no experiences with death racers. So my wife swears that my new career is professional YouTube watcher. Okay. I mean, arguably that's part of my career, you know. I got to watch YouTube to see what other people are doing. That's how it works, right? It's market research. Market research. I mean, yeah, I did knock myself out of a death race, but hey, it happens. Literally, I got knocked out of the first round I was the first one out of the first round in like 15, 20 seconds I was out. And second round, not much better. I don't think I was first out in the second round, but I didn't last more than like 30 seconds in the first. So the fact that I made it as far as I did in the third is all I needed. The head on the racer looked great. Thank you. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'll probably end up cutting that section of the video out and putting it in sorry, Jean. She was just being like, I'll come back out and come back and hang out, Dad. And then I sprayed alcohol. Not enough green names in here. It was also a surprise stream, so while I do adore seeing green names, I'm not upset about it. But I do like when Bearded Bucket makes a change about that. Thank you, Bearded Bucket, for the 10 gifted subs. We got Bob Carnes, Josh Edlin, Deanna Atkinson, Keel Nick, Maker Viking just popping in. You're in the middle of that, so I'm like, huh? Oh, you're already a member. Beardface McGee, Crow Guy, Gunnar Jones, and hey, it's Tor got gifted memberships. Oh, wait, there's still more. John Zhang and Antstar12. Thank you very much, Bearded Bucket, for gifting those memberships, and also thank you again to Bearded Bucket for helping me pie Nomad in the face at Smurf. Been a member since the start, I think. I do believe you have been, yes. I don't think I can see whatever. But, yeah. I do believe you have been. Maker Viking. But, yes. But, yeah. We did a pie face at Smurf to raise money. Grant. 3D Musketeer did that. And Bearded Bucket donated and had me pie somebody, and I chose to pie Nomad, our wonderful Pope of 3D printing and admin moderator in here. All right, Bill Brothers also gifted memberships. 5 gifted memberships from Bill Brothers. Thank you. Jake Engevald, Jermaine Spencer, Hobby Main, Dave's Retro Dungeon, Brian T, and Dune 591. Keel equals Kyle. Okay, sorry. Sorry for mispronouncing. I always butcher names, but Welcome to the channel memberships via Bearded Bucket's gifted membership. And the creator of Positron. Not creator of Positron, maintainer of Positron. And current lead of. Nomad is current lead of the Positron project, but who was the originator of Positron? It wasn't Nomad. It was Nomad and somebody else. Name escapes me. But Nomad is the driving force of Positron now. So, all right, we can get this rail on here now that it's good and greased up. Positron 3.2 fork. Okay, Nomad is the Positron 3.2 fork lead. There are other Positron, Krylon, or Krylon, one of those. Yeah, Krylon maybe. That sounds more accurate, but yes. Yes, so Nomad is on the Positron 3.2 fork, which is the LDO kit fork, or the one. But anyway, he was also the one who worked closely with Krylon in the original. I think it's Krylon. I'm terrible with names. I've said this already. Steve Builds in the house. Welcome in. Been a channel member for 7 months. Thank you, Steve. How was your trip to Edinburgh, Steve? Yeah, Krylon. It's Kralyn. Krylon. Boop. I thought I just dropped that in chat. What the heck? There we go. Krylon. Yes. That's the originator of Positron. But Nomad worked with Krylon, and then Krylon stepped away from the project. Now it's Nomad's fork of the project, I guess, technically. Yeah. Quick but solid bit. Calton Hill in the castle. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. Yes, Gene. I heard you screeching. What's up? I don't know. She screeched and ran. Gene Bean, where'd you go? Trying to think what else might have jumped out at me. Anybody else see anything at Smurf that jumped out at them as interesting, or trying to think what else, as I got trapped so much at my booth. Oh, is there another project beside the Mercury One for old Ender 5 Plus? Mercury One's the only one that I know of, and Mercury One's a good project, so I don't really see a need for another one. Smurf days went by way too fast. Yes, they did. Totally agree. I was there from like 7 a.m. I was there from like 7 a.m. to 6 whatever on Saturday, and then like 8 a.m. till close on Sunday, and it's still just, I blinked and it went away. Darn near 12 hours one day and like 10 hours the next, and still. Somebody was asking about a 350 cubed machine. Sorry, we got sidetracked. If you're willing to build it yourself, a Voron's going to be your best bet. But if you just want to buy a 350 machine, I didn't have any trouble with the Soval SV08. It's by no means perfect. The bed is way too thin of a PCB bed, in my opinion. Like, there's things I don't love about it. But if you just want to buy an affordable 350 millimeter machine, I don't really know what else to recommend. I'm tired of big bed slingers. Yeah, so I'm aware that other options may exist in the future. This is most as I can say. But they're not going to be nearly as affordable as the SV08. So, kind of depends on that. There is a new version of the Ender 5 coming out. Don't know when. It really flew under the radar. Zachary 3D Print covered it at Formnext. It was at Formnext that made its debut. So there will be the Ender 5 Max, which is a clipperized Core XY Ender 5 Plus-ish. Yeah, the new Ender 5 Max. It should be enclosable. Let's pull up Zach's video. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Dang it, my keyboard's sideways and I can't type. There we go. Boop, found it. Ender 5 Max from Formnext. So enclosed, what is it? It's a bit bigger build volume on the thing. And Core XY 400 cubed. So 400 cubed. I think they were saying price point somewhere around $700-800. So if you're willing to wait a bit, this might work. If you've got an Ender 5 Plus already, I would convert it to Mercury 1. Coming 2031. Yeah. I've been thinking about building an Ender. Is it still easier to convert an Ender 5 as opposed to sourcing all the parts? Yes, absolutely easier to source to do an Ender 5 because there's not an official frame yet, to my knowledge. There's supposed to be, it's in the works, but there is not an official, like a DIY frame. So yeah. But I've been shocked by. The real question will be cut the front. Can we cut the front bar? That was my first thought looking at it too. Can we Joel telling it? Can we Joel it? Center up this rail a little bit. Like 15. Went a little too far, it looks like. Yeah. Yeah, can we give that the Joel telling treatment? That's the real question. Gotta wait till Joel gets one so we can know. Creality doesn't, that was the funny part. The 40K for the Children's Hospital. Yeah, go Joel. Dang it. I just realized I don't have any alignment prints for this rail. I don't think I have any saved here. That's another thing that every time I throw them out, I'm like, why am I throwing these out? It's not like I don't need them on a regular basis. What filament do I have loaded up on the other Ender or the other Mark IV? None. Okay. Preheat, sorry, 1 second. Print a couple of those real quick. Let's print them in PLA, that's fine. I'm gonna load up filament in the Mark IV and print a couple of the alignments. That's PC. I really need to get filament storage worked out in this space. Really need to work out filament storage. Anybody here win anything from Joel's stream? Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it. Did anybody win anything? I was wandering around London while it was happening. I really wanted to go. I looked at moving my flight up. I looked at trying to move my flight up and get there. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Got one of the Polymaker codes, yeah. STL Flix membership, cool. There's a lot of really cool prints on STL Flix these days, so that's cool. I'm gonna throw this filament on the Mark IV real quick. Loading. I love the loading operation of the Prusa Mark IV. Printed solid filament. All right. Caught the beginning and the end of the stream, sadly. Yeah. Jesse filament 5-packs. We got some great wins in the crowd here. All right. What I'm printing right now, I might as well. NPH was a hoot. I saw NPH was on, but I didn't see any of it. I haven't gone back and watched the playback. I should leave it on while I'm working around here. We made an evening of watching and drinking wine. Sounds like a good evening. Cool. This is what's printing on the Mark IV behind me right now. This is what's printing back there right now. So it's a even more setup. These are the front housings for an even more setup. If anybody's not familiar, even more is like a It's somebody's remix of a Nevermore, and all it is fans. These don't accept any filter material. It's just bed fans that you mount underneath the bed and look like Nevermore. So a little more elegant of a design. I feel for Joel. That's a long time in front of the camera. Joel is amazing in front of camera, but he also brought in a bunch of other folks this time around, so he wasn't alone. He invited me to be part of it, and I just couldn't get home for it. I really wanted to. But yeah. Wanted to, but I couldn't. Alright, I need to load up Voron rebuild parts, STLs, tools. He seemed pretty ragged toward the end. I mean, I've streamed for 6 hours. Yeah, I believe that. I would believe that. I've streamed for 6 hours. It's not for the weak. I never understand like these 24-hour stream things. Like, the only thing that makes it entertaining is just the nonsense of doing it. The purpose of Nevermore is the charcoal filtration. Yes, but bed fans help to heat your chamber. So one of the side benefits of a Nevermore is it draws heat from out underneath your bed, that your bed heater is generating under the bed, and circulates it through the chamber. These fans draw it from out, just do more of that. So the whole point is just heat up the chamber and use the bed as a bit of an active chamber heater. So materials that need a higher temperature chamber, bed fans. So. Time to mill some of those on the Milo since you use them so much. That's a great idea. That is a good idea. I should have some milled ones. I'm fine working 18 hours, but I could never stream one. You know, streaming is a whole different animal, that is for sure. Drop off one layer bottom. Well, one perimeter bottom layer. All right. Oh, I also have first layer set funky. Let's redo that. Boop. I had it set to 0.65 millimeter extrusion width on the base layer because I used Hilbert curve. I got some sweet MGN 9 and 12 alignment guides from Bruno Silva. He has the files. Cool. I will. I'll pop that in. Is it on GitHub or something? I'll pop that in a second. Take a look. Okay, here's something that I was thinking about earlier today. So Prusa Connect, their web interface, blah, 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 management software, I adore and I wish this was a thing in Orca Slicer. Because like, if anybody doesn't have a Prusa machine or whatever, when you're in Prusa Slicer, like right now, it's probably hard to see, but right up here, it says that I've got 0 available machines, 0 offline, 2 printing, because one of them is loading filament right now, the other's actively printing. These are my Mark IVs. I just load up my Mark IV profile, the standard Mark IV profile, and it knows how many Mark IVs are on my network registered to my Prusa Connect. Love that. So when I send to Connect, then I can pick which machine it goes to. I wish I had this ability in Orca Slicer. If I have 2 Voron 2.4s, I don't want to have 2 separate profiles and 2 separate IP addresses registered for Voron 2.4s, especially since there are a limited number of profiles for machines in Orca Slicer. You can only have so many before it just won't store anymore. I've had to go through and delete them multiple times because of the review units that I get through. I end up creating profiles and deleting them. So if I've got a fleet of Voron zeros, I wish I could do something like this in Orca Slicer, where it would just know all the Voron zeros I have. Now, yes, some of them might be different than others, so like, will the speeds apply and blah, blah, blah. That's for me to have to worry about. But like, I just wish I could do this with Orca Slicer too. That's all. It's the one thing I like about Prusa Connect better. Prusa Connect is a little buggy, but I do like that. Didn't think about milling a couple of my own alignment tools? Yeah. It would be awesome if they open source Prusa Connect. It would be. My only thought is the security is probably the only reason they haven't and or might not. Haven't been happy with Prusa Connect. It's very clunky IMO. Of course, I only have one Prusa. Yeah, it's a little buggy is the only issue I have with it, but I love to self-host it on home lab hardware. Fair? Yeah, I think security is probably the only reason I could see them not doing Prusa Connect open source, because they're just worried about security. So, granted, if you're really worried about security, you're not running Prusa Connect anyway, but you know, whatever. Ugh. All right. Now I can send those to print. All right, select printer. And away goes those prints. There's farm software. There's a couple of people working on like Clipper farm software and, you know, management of numerous Clipper machines. And I definitely want that. I really want to be able to, because I have this TV in front of me all the time now here in the studio. And I really want to have like half my screen. If I've got like a big operation going, printing a bunch of parts for a project, I'd love to have all the machines on one thing. So I can just quickly reference what's where something is, not have to walk over and look at all the printers to see what percentage they're at. If there's an error, maybe it be reported on there. Like, I know they exist. Somebody in my Discord dropped a GitHub project they're working on that is doing that. I forget what they called it, but it's farm software for Clipper. But yeah, and it's self-host too. What was it called? They DM'd me about it this week. I haven't tried it yet, so I forgot to get back to them. Thought they DM'd me. Message requests. FDM Monster, they call it. FDM Monster. That's it. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. FDM Monster. Yes. Here we go. FDM Monster. Obico is already fairly good. I've never tried Obico. I've been meaning to forever. I just haven't done it. So. Contributors. There's not a whole lot of information visible. Oh, here we go. FDM Monster. And you can see different machines running, different status things. So, I don't know. I guess only Clipper maybe. I don't know for sure. I've wanted to test out Obico forever. I want to self-host it, give it a try. Just have never bothered. So it's one of those like using a tool versus setting up things to use the tools. You know, always falls by the wayside. Okay, now to actually do these other. I'm just gonna flip this upside down and pull this carriage off. Boop. All right, didn't lose any bearings. Clean this rail. Oh, by the way, remember, anybody who came in a little bit later, there is a tagged URL on the stream giving away a Chaotic Lab CNC tap kit. Chaotic Lab CNC tap kit, giving it away on stream today. Haven't decided when yet at the moment, but I won't use Obico since they screwed with Gina of Octoprint. I had not heard that. Neil's a nice guy, so I'm a little confused by that. I've always had great luck and interactions with Neil, but main sale is 80% there. 80% there, supporting multiple printers exists, just needs per machine screen section. Yeah, there just needs to be a section for like overview of everything. You know, just a status, like selectable parameters. Like I'd like to see temps or, you know, a handful of things I'd probably like to see there, but get this rail all cleaned up. Clean some of the gunk out of it after 1,000 hours of printing mostly ABS and ASA. Yeah, like to clean it up a little bit. I give them a wipe down every once in a while, but you can only do so much when there's assembled machine. Oh yeah, dirty, dirty, dirty. Jeez. junk in the rail. Of course, it's in the bearing groove, mostly. Oh, you can see that. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Dirty, dirty. Is that one zoomed in? It's not zoomed in all the way. Let's zoom in a little further. Closer view. That's still dirty. What solvent do you use? I'm just using alcohol. Just using alcohol. Usually that's all I would use, just because I don't want to get acetone into the inside of a machine to cloud up the acrylic panels or mess up the printed parts. But alcohol does fine for this stuff. Alcohol, is it aged? Yes, it is finally aged. The plastic jug it came out of has been around for at least 6 months. Get some grease out of here. Ballistic Tech, welcome in. Welcome in, Ballistic Tech. How's your Physec build going? Is that what... Is a Physec build you're working on right now? I forget offhand. I saw you share out the last one, but I was in England, so I just shared it, and I was probably eating a meal somewhere, sitting down in Paris, fucking London, Paris. Oh, didn't go to France. I don't know why I said that. Silly. Ooh, wow, this is nasty inside. I'm going to clean this carriage quick, too. There's like some belt dust on here and dirt. Any interest in building Ender NG? I'm really hoping for a kit picks up steam. Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to build an Ender NG. It's just not at the top of the list right now. I got to finish the Trident. I got a positron to build, but I'm going to be converting my original Ender 3 into an Ender NG. Yes. Made a few revisions into my build. Cool. I like the Physec kit just fine, so hopefully good revisions. Definitely liked it better than the Cibor, whatever. All right, pump a little grease into the carriage. Oh, is there not a grease nipple on this end? Looks like there isn't. But yes, I will be doing an Ender 3 NG build at some point. I just don't exactly know when yet. Sometime in the new year, I'm sure. Definitely not happening quite yet. Check out Do Ender if you have 2 Enders laying around. I do not. I've only got 1. So... only got 1. Oop, pushed a couple balls out. Bastard. All right, let's repair that now. Yay. Yay. Don't mind me just putting these balls back in. That's not the point of a rebuild. That says anti-rebuild right now. Deconstructing, not reconstructing. All right. Problem is, what ones came out of what side? We're going to find out. Looks like I got it. I feel like I got one ball too many on this side. Tired of the Game Awards now. How's it going? It's going. It's going. I just knocked some carriage balls out of here, but you know, could be worse. Could be a lot better. Could be a lot worse. Is that printing? I feel like the Prusa is not printing right now. Said I wasn't going to work on the 3D printed PC case design today, but had an idea and had to get it to it. Your stream is a great excuse to work on it. You know, Donald, I'm not going to beat up on you on that. As a designer myself, I know how that feels. But I'm also really curious to see that project come together. So, is what it is. Oh, God damn it. Okay, my number one problem with Prusa Connect, it logs out all the freaking time. Oh, the Physec Catalyst 2.0 and their custom M36 toolhead. Okay, so they have a toolhead board now. It's STM32 via USB with a 2209 on it. Okay, so they have a USB tool board. That's cool. That is an update for sure. I feel like the... one second. Check this machine. It feels like it's not printing. It's not. Why is it not printing? Why are you not printing? I just got done raving about the things I like about Prusa Connect. And Prusa Connect's not running. And now the printer's not running. I load up Prusa Slicer. I'm on the alpha version, so understandable. It crashed. Great. How are you enjoying the first water season in Portland? The wet season? It's fine. I have one thing to say. Ethernet. I largely don't have a Wi-Fi problem with it, but... Okay. Loaded. Log in. Are you going to crash when you try to log in? I think it's crashing when it tries to log in. Why? Again. This is so strange. I think Prusa is having issues. Printables isn't loading. Okay. Ah, great. Okay. Well, then I guess we're USB loading it. Close that. Okay, let's try this again. Another reason for self-hosting. You're not wrong. I literally get done raving about the things I like about Prusa Connect, and Prusa Connect goes down. Can't make that up. Can't make that up. Prusa Mint PLA. Okay, let me grab USB. Put it in the computer. At least I can do this. It's annoying, but at least I can just load an STL file pretty easily right on the USB stick, eject it, and send it to print by putting it in the machine and hitting print. But, you know, worse things have happened. Blah, blah, blah. Run. Cool. Printing. Okay, now we're working. Not having issues with Connect or printables at the moment. Okay. Weird. Let me check printables. I haven't checked it yet. Printables is loading up. Or is it? No, printables isn't loading for me. Yeah. It's like a blank page and nothing is loading. So yeah, printables is messed up for me too. Okay, so that must be a server-side issue. Server-side issue. Oh well, okay. I got all the balls back in here. I don't have one of these carriages around to transfer this. I'm just going to try real carefully again. I can see one popping out of place. No, no, no. Stay in your home. Nope, popped out. Fuck. I might have to print some of the dummy carriages. Or squeeze this a little bit. Yep, a handful of balls fell out of their homes. Dang it. I didn't want to pull the rail off to lubricate it, but kind of feel like I should have. Looks to be sporadic loading for me. Maybe it's whatever DNS like situation's going on, depending on where your ISP is looking to. I don't know. I'm no network admin. I don't know. I'm stringing together words. Stringing together words. All right, I'm going to grease this a little more. Try and use the grease to hold everything in place. And try again. How's your experience printing with cookie CAD filament? Largely good. No standout issues. It's not, it's not bad, not the best. It just works. It just works. But seriously, it largely good material. Sorry, I'm focusing a little bit here. I will elaborate once I am done. Why does this ball not want to get back in place? One ball does not want to stay in there. Do I have too many in the one side, potentially? Potentially? Kind of looks like maybe I put too many in one side. Figured out the front grille for the case render time. All right. Careful. Nope, popping out. Fuck. This is not working. I need the dummy carriages. Need a dummy carriage. This is not going to work without it. And I just don't have any right now. It's like the wire retainers that hold the bearings in place are like, eh. You have one of the printed assembly, nope, printed helpers for assembling tap. I do not, never done tap. Speaking of which, reminds me, giving away tap. Pinned in the stream right now is a pinned message. We're giving away the tap from this Chaotic Lab kit. All right, I'm gonna have to print my own dummies. MGN 9 anyways, yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's the Y rails. I've got an MGN 12 one here, but it's the Y rails I need. I thought I had some of those sitting here. I usually keep at least one or two of those. Might be in this drawer, and it's just a mess. Drawer full of MGNs, of rails, and associated bits. Here's a rail. No, that's an MGN 12 anyway. I don't see it. Don't see it. Nope. I'm gonna have to print some. I don't like the printed ones, but it is what it is. Best place to keep your bits is in drawers. You're not wrong. Have them in the Milo kit. Too big, yeah, way too big. Way too big. There used to be some in the Voron files, didn't there? They're not currently, it doesn't look like. MGN 9. Dummy carriage. Unless I got them in my tools drawer. Potentially. There are tools, technically. But I don't see them in here either. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Nope. Tap helper piece, okay. Voron tap. Assembly tool, MGN 9. Downloading. Oh, Steve got it linked. Thank you, Steve. Load it up. Yeah, if the extrusion wasn't in the way, this would be easy. That's the problem. It's that it's still mounted to the extrusion. If the extrusion wasn't in the way, I could use a flathead screwdriver and just pack them back into place while I'm inserting. That would be easy. Unfortunately, it is in the way, and that was the whole point, is not disassembling this. I really don't want to remove those if I don't have to. Okay, I'll get that printed after the alignment pieces for the... Why are you... I didn't clean off the nozzle cleaning section and it crashed, so it's like, what's going on? Okay, well that means that I can load up both files at the same time. Luckily, my screw up means I get to print all the parts that I need at the same time. Voron 2.4, STLs, tools, MGN 12 guides, add an instance, slice. Print settings, infill. Infill is currently set to grid. Do not want that. Great. Cool. Okay. Now let's bump my head. I bumped my head on a studio light. Okay, let's try this again. Ay, 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 ay. Now I can send a print. Maybe. Why are you... Man, nothing's liking working right now. Come back from being away and everything decides it doesn't want to work. One could loosen the extrusion screws, slide it down a little bit. The whole point is not loosening the extrusion screws. That's the problem. If I loosen the extrusion screws, then I need the tools to make sure these are aligned. Then I need to position the rails back on here in the proper position. That's the whole point of not... You're not wrong, Bill, at all, but that defeats the purpose. All right, away you go. Actually print. Great. Well, we can pop off the other rail a while and get to cleaning that one. Keep these two oriented together. What was that about the... Bomb said Ender 3 Pro, but V2 uses the same 4040 for the Y, I think. Oh, talking about Ender 3 NG. Sounded like me here as well, and except I never left and everything decided to stop working. Yeah. Whoop. One little bearing fell out of there. That happens. Things just decide, I'm not going to work anymore. And that's pretty much how this machine was. That's why it's getting a teardown. Is it decided, you know what? I'm tired. I don't want to work anymore. Could I just not? Okay. Let's clean the rail. Have you ever used the fabric shrink tubing from Auto Supply Store? I was thinking about trying it for temporary umbilical. No, I never tried fabric shrink material. You mean I'm not familiar. I always use either woven loom, which is not a shrink material, asphalt fabric wire sheathing, and heat shrink. So does that make this teardown punishment or spa day for the 2.4? I'm going with a spa day. How it chooses to interpret the situation is up to the 2.4. But I'm calling it a spa day. It's getting upgrades. Yum yum. Nasty gunk in the rails. Like, I'm hearing a noise. What is it? Oh, it's my Voron, not my Voron, my Mark IV that I just sent to print. Duh. Nice Audio Technica shirt. Thank you. I also run M50s at my desk. My M50s are my editing headphones. I needed to get another pair because I take a pair of like Tascams when I travel and they are garbage. They sound terrible. It's just like something that came free with something I ordered from like Sweetwater or B&H. But yeah. It's like woven loom that is heat shrink. Never seen it before. Dorman Products found it in advance. Well, Dorman probably doesn't make it then. So I'll look for it maybe if I get to SEMA this year. I get a chance to look for it. Probably the likeliest candidates to make that are the heat shrink folks. Dang it. They make the best heat shrinks. And woven looms. I'm forgetting. Don't know. Whatever. I realized today when I was looking up some car stuff how much I have forgotten about all the vendors and companies and whatever that I worked with. So, okay. That rail is cleaned. Now I just got to grease this up a little bit. All right, get some grease packed into this carriage. All right. What can we work on? Oh, we can start figuring out bearing packs and stacks, I guess, for the XY, for the gantry, AB components, AB motor components. That's what we can work on while the parts are printing. It's the whole point of rebuilding this right now. I'm watching this after doing maintenance on my X1C, and wow, print quality improved. Not doing anything for 800 hours is apparently not good. Haganatic, what'd you do in your X1C? Mine needs maintenance bad. The print quality has dropped off hard. Mine really needs some maintenance, but I will see when I can make time for that. If I can make time for that. All right, where did I put all of the instructions that I got to work with here? Cool. Cut my project into pieces. And paste. Belt tension, cleaned and lubed all the rails and new fan duct and bed rods. Oh, okay. Check your extruder gears. The extruder gears are not old. They're some of the metal gears from Physect. Some of the Physect metal gears. And they're not old. So they've only got maybe 100 hours on them or something like that, maybe. But cut my project into pieces. This is my plastic boat. That's not true. They're more hours than that. They are well broken in, and I didn't see issues. I forget what. It's hard to explain. I'm seeing issues that I don't really think are extrusion consistency. Yeah. So it seems more like motion instability to me. I think my gantry needs a total rebuild and or replacement. So, yay. I think my carbon rods might see a little more wear than I wish. I mean, mine has like 2,200 hours on it, something like that. More than that, maybe? I forget. It was something around 1,900 hours when I rebuilt it not too long ago. Or rebuilt it, like did the upgrades, the last upgrades. And it's got a couple hundred hours on it since then. Okay, instructions. Let's get those pulled up we're going to start with, I guess, AB drive kit is what we're going to start with. So this is the AB motor setup, whatever we're going to be working on, as I tap the microphone with my gloved hand. Let me pull those out of the box. Motors. Where are you at? There you are. There's the other one. All right, bearing stacks and motors. I get the chaotic ones out of the box. That's XY. That's Z's. Here we go. AB. AB drives. I didn't realize till I opened this up that there is a gland mount, so umbilical mount included with the chaotic kit. And I'm also really happy to see that there is a Y-axis motor, or no, end stop integrated as well. Ditto, I'm over 2,100 hours on my original X1C, still printing flawlessly. How many of those hours are printing ABS and ASA? Because mine is like 75% of that time is probably ABS and ASA printing. And I've not been good about cleaning the rails. 95%, okay. The carbon rods and such. All right. Parts in red are not included, will need to be separately, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Bearings are not included. Cool. I think my bearings are fine. They feel fine. Hope they're fine. I think I have new bearing kit here, an LDO bearing kit. I should have an LDO bearing kit, but it might still be in my parts. I'm certain I have an LDO bearing kit. And I'd like to replace the bearings in here, but I didn't grab. Oh well, let's get these disassembled. And we got part stacks, and we can go from there. These can come apart. I do a thorough cleaning every 200 or so hours. Yeah, I've been terrible about thorough cleanings. I've been pretty damn bad about thorough cleanings. Okay. Holy gunk. There's a lot of belt gunk around the base of this motor. You probably can't see it, but it's not a pretty sight. All right. So wait a minute. Are there no shims? It looks like there's no shims in this pack, I'm just realizing. Huh. All right. Man, there's so much belt garbage in here. If anybody's not familiar, I noticed when we disassembled this, I measured and one of my belts was down to like 5 millimeters wide or something like that. Something ridiculous from all the belt wear. So we're definitely going to clean these off a little bit. These bearings are a little dirty. Hobo Banana, welcome in. Hello. Work on cleaning these up a little. I wish I knew where I've got a whole bearing set from the Trident, because the Trident has 9mm bearings, or a 9mm bearing kit in it, so that's a ton of belt wear. Yeah, it was some belt wear. This build was always questionable, and it was still one of my most reliable printers for the longest time. Really shows how screwed up your machine can actually be and still run pretty decently. CNC components aren't going to allow for as much forgiveness, I have a feeling. CNC parts are not going to be as forgiving. By the way, print quality issues on your X1 is probably rails and belt tension. I agree. I do agree. Hagnetic, it's one thing I did different to mine. Yeah, no, I do agree that it's likely, I think, rails and belt tension, but to get it where I want it, I feel like I'm going to need to, I'm going to replace the belts. I'm just like, with how many hours it has on it, I'm like, well, I might as well replace the belts. If I'm replacing the belts, I kind of might as well replace the gantry, the whole carbon rod gantry assembly. Yes, it's a big deal. And I'm also really tempted to replace idlers. Part of the point of it is I'm going to be going overboard. I'm well aware of that. I'm sure I could get away with a lot less, but also I'm a content creator. So like if I'm going to dive into it at all, I might as well go all the way and either make a video or do a stream of like overhauling the thing so folks can see what's required. So might as well do the idlers while you got it apart. Exactly. So one thing I learned fast was too tight isn't always the best. Oh yeah, too tight on a belt is definitely not always the best. Are the belts on the Bamboo machine Gates branded? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think so. I mean, just send 5 minutes, see if a microfiber wipe down does it any good. I've wiped them down plenty of times without much change. Oh, this part. Forgot about the mount for the Z-chain mount. My even more parts just finished printing behind me. All right. All right. Printed part gone, printed part gone. Let me grab that bed. There we go. Printed parts. Oh, I haven't talked about that. I'm going to be replacing the Z chain on this build. While I'm at it, the Z's, yep, can be very expensive. You are not wrong. So while I'm at it, rebuilding this machine, I'm replacing the Z cable chain with one of Hart K's Z umbilicals. So this mounts down the bottom, and then this mounts to the gantry, and there'll be an umbilical for the Z axis. I wanted to get rid of the cable chain that's stuck up above the gantry on the 2.4. So printed this, did my own remix of these parts with the hexes and such, and various other changes. And also another issue I was having with this machine is cooling my stepper drivers. So on the main board, one of my stepper drivers, don't know which one, was overheating. So I got this new cooling fan design that has a much better guided duct to cool the stepper drivers. And I also replaced the Noctua fans I was running with higher CFM Sunon fans that are still really quiet. So that's what I'm going to be using. And yeah, I also remixed this. I remixed this as well because I can't leave anything alone. Water cooling, let's go. Not this build, next build. Not this build, the next build. The next 2.4 is getting water cooled. Not this one. This is my day-to-day machine. The next one's going to be high temp, so that one's getting water cooled. Clean off this belt gunk. You know what I also need? I need the tool for this. I'm gonna heat up, get that machine Mark IV heating again. I need the motor setting tool. Do I still have a VZ-Bot build in the works? I don't know. Dual BB or maglev? They are maglevs, Brian. Those are maglev Sunons. Maglev Sunons. I've had good luck with maglevs. Also, it's chamber fan, so it's not moving. But water-cooled hot end, print some peak. That's the goal. That is the goal. It's not going to be water-cooled right off the bat. I'm going to be running the Mosquito Magnum. It's not water-cooled right off the bat, but then we're going to go to probably a water-cooled tube down the line. All right, reheat, ASA, temp. All right, load up another print. Get a V9.2, they're really neat hot ends, unfamiliar. Why is Prusa Slicer crashing all the time? It keeps crashing. It must be trying to connect to Prusa Connect and failing, and it's just like gumming up the works in the background. How's the Magneto treating you? Lovely. 1 second. Where's the, oh, pulley jig, there we go. For a second I didn't see the pulley jig. V9.2 hot end on the Googles. We'll look in a second. Gotta get this sliced so I can get this printing. Infill, rectilinear. Put tube on the Magneto. It's been done already, I'm fairly sure. Pretty sure it's already been done. Have you finished the VCore 4 build? Nope, VCore 4 build has not been completed. Maybe you could try PPS CF. I intend to. Tube and beacon on the Magneto confirmed. They've both been done, I'm fairly sure. I'm pretty sure the one that had a tube and Magneto on it was at East Coast RepRap, or 3D Printopia this past year, in the booth for error. PO Poly. It's actually the one that has a tube and a beacon on it is formerly mine. My beta unit that I had went to a new home after when I went to move, we rehomed it, and the person who got it, pretty sure put a tube on it. Maybe they put they totally changed up the tool head. And I know they had beacon on it. I'm fairly sure it was either a tube or a Goliath. I don't remember which on it. Mine has been great. I've been really happy with it. Print quality wise, like it was integral to the multi-board project. I ran a lot of prints on the Magneto for the multi-board project. The only thing is it's loud and I hate the noise that it makes. My Magneto was a beta rescue also. Yeah. I know there were a couple of them that found new homes. Joel, I think Steve, yours found a new home, didn't it? If you're still here. Yeah. So the beta units weren't the greatest. My production unit has been solid. So is what it is. Thank you for the multi-board video. Rad. You are welcome. But yeah, I ran a lot of multi-board parts on that. Now I know what I'm getting into. Good. Like, it's a good system. You just be prepared for what you're getting into. I had a little short chat with Jonathan at Smurf. We're going to chat more before too long. But yeah. Yeah, my production, yep, many of the beta units were given away to new homes. My production unit's been good also. Not a lot of time on it. Yeah, like I don't know. If I have 1 hour, I maybe have 100 hours on my production unit. But those 100 hours, the only issues I've had on it so far in those 100 hours was part curling off the bed. And that's not the machine's fault. It's the fact that that machine is literally next to the garage door. So a draft is coming in through the garage door. I need to replace the garage door seal, so where it is, it gets a draft. When the heat kicks on in the house, the heat draws, the HVAC in the house draws air in, and I can feel a breeze when I'm sitting right here. So there's air coming around the garage door. So even PLA will curl off the bed. That's not the Magneto's fault. Especially, I need to put an enclosure on it. So, I need to put an enclosure on it. Oh, Ruby is calling me. 1 second. Oh, hi. I am streaming.
Oh, hi. Oh, sorry, honey.
It's okay. I'm streaming. You're here now. Do you want to say hi to everybody?
Sure.
Hi, everybody. Ruby's calling in. She's in Philadelphia right now. So,
Call me later.
okay, we'll do, baby. All right, bye.
Okay, bye.
All right. The draft is one of the reasons I bought one of those cheap enclosures. I just need to get the enclosure on that. I don't think I have it yet. I gotta hit them up about that. I'm gonna enclose it because I like the machine. I really do. But the noise the motors make annoys me to no end. It's just it grates on me. Mostly Nomad in the house. Mostly when it's sitting holding. It just makes this like not quite a squealing noise, but close to it. And it really gets on my nerves. So I end up either disabling the motors when it's just sitting there doing nothing, or I turn it off because I just can't stand to listen to it. So quite like the machine, want to keep using it, but yeah. Got to work that out. I thought they had worked it out so the motor's disabled when sitting still, but mine don't do it. I thought they'd worked it out, but mine don't do it. Look for green garage door seals. They provide better seal. Takes the slop out of the hinges. Yeah, I am aware, but they're so expensive. I was close to ordering some of those, but they're just a little more money than I want to spend. There's like, I think I need to scrape this one. This pulley is probably the one that was scraping the belt. There's a bunch of gunk built down into it. What I'm going to do, I'm replacing the door seals. I've already got door seals to replace them. I just got to do it. And then, of course, it got really cold. And I'm like, oh, I'll just wait for a warm day. Hasn't warmed up. So I just got to pull the trigger and do it. Might do it this weekend, maybe Saturday. The other thing I'm going to do, sorry, is the hinges that you can see. I think I'm going to print some spacers to put behind them that pushes the door a little tighter against. Because the biggest problem I have is I can't adjust the door tighter to the frame than it is. It's all I need to do. The door is never going to open again. I'm not worried about that. But I just can't get it adjusted as tight as I'd like. It's supposed to rain all weekend in Portland. Of course it is. It's Portland. I'm not so worried about doing it in the rain. Like, that's life. But yeah. Also sounds like the house is built with the motto, make up air via poor air sealing. You are correct. You are correct. How does VFAs and wall stacking compare on the Magneto versus a decent belt printer? Honestly, pretty similar. I get what they're... You can get cogging on the Magneto because the Magneto is meant to print fast. The thing is, the distance between the magnets on the X and Y axes is surprisingly far. It's not far, but you can feel it. Like if it slowly moves, you can feel when it goes from one to the next. You can feel it transition from one magnet to the next. And that will result in VFA if you print too slowly. If you're printing fast, it will iron out. So there's like a curve. Too slow, VFA. Certain speed, good. Too fast, VFA. So like, you know, it's a learning curve to figure out where it wants to be printing at. So definitely getting delays with printables loading, but Prusa Connect is working for me. Cool. That's not what I loaded up. Print. What the heck? Pulley jig. There we go. Some reason it put some other files above the one that I was working with. Sounds like something a sort of cogging shaper and clipper could solve. Interesting concept. I don't know how that would implement, but it's an interesting thought. I just need to learn to tune the profiles on it to what I want. Okay, our other parts are printed. See if we can get our carriages back onto our rails and our MGN 12 tightened down. Now we got our printable guide piece from the TAP kit or the TAP files. Thank you, Steve, for pointing that out. And hopefully we can get the carriages back on. You need to find the min-max of good speed and then make sure the hot end can keep up. Yep. The hot end is decent. It's not perfect, but it flows pretty well. I've only got the standard length hot end in there right now. I haven't tried the higher flow one. Okay. I've got the little tool from the files on the error. Gotta go. Everyone press like. Thank you, Bill Brothers. Thank you for being here. Now let's try and guide this on here. Have yourself a good one. Have fun juicing up the phone. Oh yeah, that's what I needed. Thank you, Steve. Didn't lose a single bearing. That's what we needed. All right, now insert this into this one. And, boo, wow. There's a little nastiness on the end of this rail. Why? I didn't clean this out good enough? I didn't clean this one out good enough, it looks like. Let's use a utility knife to get down in there a little bit better. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of gunk still in there. That's not. That's against the point. The point is to clean this up. God, there's so much garbage in there still. It's like each time it looks clean, I wipe through it with this alcohol rag and it comes out dirty. Jeez. PO Poly is translating step commands from custom driver, right? If that's the case, I wonder if Clipper talked directly to the motors could alleviate any artifacts. Ooh, I don't think it just doesn't have the capability of talking directly to the motors. It can't interpret steps as magnetic transfer from, you know, the way it operates, I think. Pure speculation on my part. I don't know that side of it well enough. Oop, there's a bearing here. That's not good. I just wiped this rail and a bearing came off on my hand. Where were you hiding? Okay. Weird. Weird. Yeah, I just don't know that Clipper would have any capability of doing that, unfortunately. And with development of Clipper being the way it is, I don't know if Kevin would have any interest of rolling that in or what. Watching the, I don't know if anybody watched the West 3D interview with Kevin, the originator and primary maintainer of Clipper. It was actually quite eye-opening to see how little interaction with like the modded side of the market he actually was. And that's not like me. I'm not saying anything negative with that. Just like it's reality of like making something. You can't keep on top of what everybody's doing with your firmware and with the hardware that they're putting around it. It was just interesting. Yeah, this one could use a better wipeout too. I'm gonna use the same method. Calico is coming along nicely. Yeah, I'm definitely want to check out Calico on the heated chamber build and probably the Trident. Definitely the Trident. Trident is definitely getting Calico because I want different PID profiles. Because some prints I'll run that has dual auxiliary 120mm part cooling fans. So some prints I'm going to run those, some I won't. You know, some I'll run those if I'm really trying to push ASA to its limits and really go for like a speed benchy. I'll have fans blasting and I'm going to want a different PID profile than I will day-to-day printing. So that is like the biggest thing that I'm looking for from Calico, aka Danger Clipper, whatever you want to call it. So dirty. What is Calico? It's the new name for Danger Clipper. Danger Clipper is now called Calico. They changed names because they felt they were diverging too much from just whatever, what they originally were, I guess. So now it is Calico. Woo, almost slid the rail off the end of this thing. Yeah, Calico is Danger Clipper. Okay, now, thank you, Steve. That tool was perfect. Now I've got the tools I need for this. Why are you not printing? Oh. Abort. Damn it. I accidentally sliced the file for PLA. And I've got PEGG, or not PEGG, ASA loaded up. Dang it. I forgot to switch. Let's go back to Polymaker ASA, as I was supposed to be. Slice. That's more like it. Good thing the machine, you know, it's a good thing that Prusa has a check for that. It's a good thing it has a check for that. That's not what I wanted. Damn it. I don't know why it's loading one print file above another one. It's like, do you want to print this thing you printed 3 files ago? No, that's not what I'm trying to print. Every once in a while it gets confused. Okay, this rail. You say you're putting a beacon on the 2.4. Yes, this is getting a beacon. It's right here. Beacon. This is getting beacon. All right, you can tighten this. Starting in the middle, working my way outward. There's a sort of order of operations on the printer. It may not be set to the latest. It usually is. It hasn't been an issue. Oh, you know what? I know what the issue is. Sometimes when I hit ready and Prusa Connect, there's no print in the queue. It starts the print. That's the problem. The problem is that what it's defaulting to is the last print I sent via Prusa Connect. So for some reason, that Prusa Connect printer is viewed as the newest print, like some timestamp difference probably in the G code from being uploaded through Prusa Connect versus being over USB. So that's what it is. That's what it is. All right. Rails on there now. That's better. Okay. Yeah, that's the issue that's happening. I also run into, the other issue I run into is some reason timestamps between Orca Slicer and Prusa Slicer are different. So if I slice a file in Orca Slicer for some reason or another, usually when I'm tuning filaments on the Mark IV, I'll use Orca Slicer, use its tools for calibration. So when I slice them in Orca Slicer, send them, and then I'm done tuning things in, I'll go back to Prusa Slicer because I like Prusa Slicer for Prusa printers. And whatever files I'll generate for the rest of the day, it always defaults to the Orca Slicer ones. So it's just something about the timestamps that views the Orca Slicer files as newer than Prusa Slicer. I got a Mark III's, prints great. Kind of want to do something interesting with it. Snake oil. Convert it to Core XY with a snake oil XY. I don't know. I was tempted to pick up one of the ones that Joel had available for sale and do something like that with it, but I don't know. I love the idea that folks have had about like find an old Mark II or something and upgrade it all the way to a Core 1. But I just don't know where I'd find that. Or some parts I'm not 100% are fully available anymore. Selena's home. Pooch may still have some used Mark III's. I have my Mark IV. It was originally a Mark III's that'll get the Core 1 treatment. Yeah, I'll almost certainly upgrade one of the Mark IV's to Core 1. I think, I don't know if it was you I was talking to, Steve, about it. I was talking about it. I think I'm going to leave my open air, my unenclosed Mark IV. I think I'm going to leave it unenclosed. Originally, I thought that was the one that I would convert to a Core 1, so it would then be enclosed. But I think I'm going to convert the enclosed one and then reconfigure the enclosure into like a filament storage box or something. Like a dry box setup. You know, put some desiccant in there, maybe going to put the MMU 3 on an unenclosed one. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to, because Where the Mark IV ended up on my other set with the multi-board, I really like the way it looks. Unenclosed. It doesn't take up too much background. Like, I like the way it looks. So I think I'm going to leave it and just use as a PLA, PETG printer and TPU. Yeah. So, but I was talking to somebody about it. Maybe I'll put like a poly dryer heater or two inside of the chamber and a desking tray and a couple of like racks for holding spools inside of this. I think I'm going to turn it into like a dry box. I don't know. That's my thought for the moment anyway. After I convert the one machine that's in it to a Core 1. Okay. Where were we at? We really didn't get to the instructions at all yet. Now that I've got the rails taken care of, cleaned, lubricated, the new rail, the new lightweight Physect rail on the x-axis. RFTM, that's where we're at. Yes, RFTM, or RTFM. See, it would help if I read that properly. Okay, plates. All right. Left, left. These are nicely labeled. So, right, upper, right, lower. That's nice. Nicely labeled. Oh, I don't like the position of this. Let's move that a little bit. Ah, ding. Okay, bearing stacks. So it's basically, it's not a pin mod, but it's basically a pin mod doing this build because we moved to machined pins on this now. Get out of there. I'm not going to be running, as I already said, a Z chain, but I think I will be using their, I don't know if I'm going to use their Z chain mount or not. Speaking of West 3D, I need to stop by there tomorrow for more of their Ambrosia ABS Plus. It's like butter. Haven't tried it yet. I have not tried it yet. All right. So, frame lower gets this mount piece attached to it with a couple of M3x14s. M3x14s. The one size I never have in stock. M3x14. It annoys the heck out of me that like none of the kits you buy on Amazon or wherever, I don't know if anybody has found one that does, but all the ones I ever get skip 14. They're like M3 by, they go M3 by 12 right to M3 by 16. And it always drives me nuts. All right. Why? It shows M3 by 14, but it says, okay. Issue 1 we're running into. The instructions say M3 by 14, but it is definitely not M3 by 14. The screw bottomed out almost immediately. Unless they're showing it upside down in the picture. Because it threads in the other way, but it doesn't thread in. Huh. That's weird. That's weird. Problem 1. Yeah, going in this way, it bottomed out almost immediately. Unless there's a burr or something in there, but it feels way too hard to be a burr. It looks more like M3 by 6, maybe? There are M3 by 6s that came with this. I don't know. That's strange. I don't really need this part anyway, but often end up buying uncommon sizes. Yeah. I've got to start doing that more. Okay. What the heck? I don't really need this piece, so I'm just going to put it on however it fits, I guess. I'm just using it as a stabilizer piece to hold the upper and lower plate together. So whichever way it wants to thread in is the way it's going to thread in. Yeah, see, I have to flip this piece over and then it threads in. That's so strange. Looks like a typo on the size. Yeah, the screws are definitely shorter than that, but for the moment, I'm just going to leave it. I don't need this piece. It's serving me no particular purpose other than a piece to separate the top and the bottom. So I'm just going to leave it for the moment. All right, now bearing standoffs. Go in there. There. All right, we're gonna do bearing stack. So there's no shims on this setup at all. We skip shims. I really wish they would have me assembling this with screws while we're at this. I'm gonna move this camera angle a little bit, I think. It's an AB mirrored part thing? No. Because this is the cable chain mount that I'm talking about, and that's only on one side. It's the cable chain mount, so that's only exists on one side. Hello, chat. Hope you all have a good meal. That's an interesting way to welcome in, Thomas, but welcome in. Hello, hello. All right. Bearing standoffs. Now I got this one goes on here. And these like just kind of, yeah, fall off of there. They don't really sit into like a pocket very well. There's not much to hold these in place at the moment. All right. I'm going to use the top plate. There we go. Top plate really helped. All right. Okay, support columns are in place. There's 3 support columns, and there's 2 bearing standoffs with my bearing packs, which look to be good. Now the frame upper goes on with a couple of M3 by 25s. M3 by 25s. All right. Albany County Fasteners lets you do custom orders of almost any and every size. Nice for projects. Don't have to order bags or boxes like McMaster. Yeah, and McMaster is just not cheap too. That's the thing. I love McMaster. They're really fast and they're great for oddball things, but prices reflect what's available, you know. Okay, so these go down through here. What do you thread into? This one seems to thread into the base plate. Yep. All right. The other one, oh, same thing. I'm not going to tighten these just yet. I just want to get them in place. But they are in place. Micro switch mount. Ooh. Hi, dude. So many times, McMaster, I'm like, I need 60. I guess I'll have to buy 2 50 packs. That is a problem. It does occur. And then after a while, you just end up with hundreds, and you're good. But that is a very real-world problem, yes. So looking at the instructions again, what I do like, there's these grooves right here for L mount or L. Y-axis end stop switch. Love that. So I do run end stop switch. I do not like sensorless homing, so I'm loving that there is a built-in mounting point for a Y end stop switch on this. Domino just wandered off. All right, my printed piece is done. I'm gonna reheat this thing. I just like when I'm running a project like this to kind of just keep the chamber warm on the printer, so I'm just gonna set it to reheat again. All right. Now, what's next? I've had luck with monster bolts on eBay. Lots of sizes, many options and quantity. Usually get delivery 3 to 4 days in Portland. Cool. Science Sniper, hello. Welcome in. Okay. Our A drive. A-axis drive should be 16.5 millimeters from the end. 16.5 millimeters. This is a little dirty. I'm gonna clean this pulley a little bit. Bolt Depot is great for odd quantities. Okay. I'll gladly buy 50 or 100 M3x14s. M3x14 is actually a great size for a lot of things, I find. I often run into things where I'm like, an M3x14 would be great here. I just don't have a bunch of them. So I end up designing an M3x12 or M3x16. Just how it goes. And then there's the problem of I don't want to design around a size that's not common. M3, 14 and 18. Yeah, 18 too. Yeah, 18 as well. Or even, I was measuring some bolts earlier to put some away when I was cleaning off the workbench, and I had some 15s. I'm like, I just put them in, I think, the 14 spot, but they were 15 millimeters long. Absolutely. I think this is a little loose. No, that seems good. I'm going to spin this real quick because this seems like it's crooked. No, I guess not. Several of the Amazon kits go like 6, 8, 10, 15, 20. Yeah. All right, that one seems good. Both of my grub screws are in there, so we can mount this. Wire heads that away. Now I need M3x30s. M3x30s. Dumb thing that I just noticed, and I kind of noticed this a moment ago when I was putting things in here. So these come with Loctite pre-applied. Who can tell me what's wrong with this picture? I know this is probably hard for you folks to see right now. Can anybody see what's wrong with this picture? It's probably hard to see on camera with this small screw. The Loctite is like here. It's like halfway up the screw. It's not at the end. It's not going to do anything. Why is it so high up on the thread? Yeah. It's like they must have had like an assembly line with like a brush or something applying it, or so I'm still going to have to Loctite them manually. Okay. The thought that counts? It's not. It's not the thought that counts. It's not the thought that counts. Not in this situation. Missed the tip by that much. Yeah. Oh, well. It's okay. I was ready to Loctite them anyway, so I think I'm going to have to pull out the one or two I already put in, because I kind of noticed that, and like subconsciously it registered, and then I put one or two in, and I kind of thought after I put them in, I'm like, was there Loctite on the tip of those? I'm going to pull them back out. I don't think there is. Sure enough, there is not. Lucy was working the assembly line that day. I'm glad I got screws at all then. All right, now let's... Okay, I'm not going to tighten those yet. I want to leave everything in position, but not tight until I am certain everything is going together the way it's supposed to. Motor looks good in relation to the idler bearing stack. Bearing stack looks good, except for the fact that that one bearing is upside down. Good thing I looked. I think I have to, the joy of CNC, I now have to remove all the screws and undo this to fix it. Not just Lucy making the mistakes today. Not just Lucy. All right, let's get that out of there. Yeah, I put the one flange in the middle of the stack. I don't know how the heck I just did that. Okay, now that that's upside down, not upside down, and is properly set up, I can put it back together. Which one's the 25 and which one's the 25? There's M3 by 25s and there's M3 by 30s. 30s go through into the motors. 25s just go into the CNC plates. I just received a new laptop. It's a Lenovo V15 with 2 terabytes of space. Rad. Hope you enjoy it. I really need a new laptop. I've been getting by with my HP Omen for a while, and it's just not cutting the mustard anymore. I was able to finish editing the Death Racer video on it at Smurf, but it took 3.5 hours to export the video. Took 3.5 hours to export the video. That video was supposed to be out on Saturday, but it didn't go up till Sunday because I had to go to bed, and it was just not finished uploading or exporting. It took so long. I just had to walk away from it. So, joy. It also just doesn't edit very well anymore, which is the primary thing I need from a laptop. So, a mobile editing setup. All right, my other plates. Left upper, left lowers. All right. Still, this looks dirty too. Clean this a little bit. Should have gotten new bearings. Speaking of the Death Racer video, did you know you had a hole in your shirt at one point? I do. I'm an old punk rock kid. I've got holes in most of my shirts. You just don't see it most of the time. But yes, I am aware, armpit hole. I saw that while editing it. It was like, whatever. Who cares? Old hot rod hippie shirt that's seen better days. I need to just go ahead and cut the sleeves off of it. That's usually what I do at that point. We got a shout out on Joel's stream from Cookie Cat for your Death Racer effort. Awesome. Nathan and Melissa are freaking awesome. They were my sponsors for Smurf. Thank you very much to them. I also did a talk with them because they did a talk at the show. Like I don't know, whatever. Talking about the materials and talking about their journey as a filament brand. And I jumped in and talked a little bit about using their materials for projects and building the Death Racer. So. I'm just glad they seemed stoked with what I did, because, you know, I love them as people. I consider them friends, and they sponsored my trip to Smurf, so I love them for that. And, you know, I never want a sponsor to feel like they're not getting something for the money. So I assume from their adoration of the project that they felt good about it. I don't know. Hope so. Hope so. Always worried about letting sponsors down. What are you going to do? It's the joy of this job. The joy of this job. Clean these bearings up a little more. A little dirty. All the belt gunk. There's like a groove in the corner that belt gunk gets stuck in. All right. Okay, now the next stack. Okay, these both go on the bottom side of the stacks. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I was confused. There was no shim piece built into this one because the other one, because it didn't need to be on the other one. Didn't need to be. All right. Bearing stack, bearing stack. Try and move that camera closer a little bit. What are you doing, doggo? Domino, what you doing? All right. Get the second angle moved a little closer. Whatever happened to the V4? I thought you needed that done ASAP. It is running. It's up and running. I had to stop streaming because I needed it done. It's up and running and prints. It needs a little stuff yet, and I've got an enclosure to put on it, a tube to put in it. Like, there's still work to be done. But it's up and running. I had to abandon the project that I needed it for because I just didn't have time. I wanted to print a really big statue of Cthulhu for my front yard for Halloween, and I was going to make a whole video about it, and then there just was not time. It was like a week before Halloween. I'm like, it's a week worth of printing at a minimum, so had to abandon it. We're going to do a print and chill, maybe this weekend. I wanted to do it before I left for Smurf, but I, again, didn't have time. But we will be doing a print and chill kind of thing where we just hang out, chit-chat with it, about the whole machine, and like just take viewer requests on what to print and run it. And then I'm going to do a video of with my first impressions of the VCore 4. So we will be revisiting it in a couple of ways. It's just time. There's only so many hours in the day and so much I can get to. So, and unfortunately videos and stuff on this channel don't pay the bills. So I have to fit them in among projects that do on the main channel. Dang it. Just knocked over the spacers. All three spacers just fell over. There's like no there should be like little guide pieces or something in here for these spacers. It's just a tiny little shoulder spot they sit into. Gulsifer, hello. Get that bread. Yeah. Gotta try. But we will definitely be revisiting it. I'd hope to already. But soon. TM. Soon, TM. we will be revisiting it. I'll probably do that when I do that video. I'll probably do like my first impressions and install the enclosure in that video. So it's another one that machine is not quiet. So I would like to get it in an enclosure so I don't have to listen to it all day. I would run it more, or will run it more when I don't have to listen to it as much. It's not even like bad. I just have to figure out the like the print cooling fan and such. I just don't have I don't know. The part cooling fan's the biggest thing. It's just so frickin' loud. I've learned that I run it at like Gulsifer, nice to meet you in person at the meet and greet. Thank you. Thanks for coming out and thanks for saying hi. Haganatic. I mispronounced that multiple times now. Hagantic? Thank you for becoming a channel member. I appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Hagantic. The part cooling fan on the VCore 4 is just so loud because it's that big server 4028 thing. That thing can really scream. And so I've got to like learn to dial it in nicely. So, Hagantic. All right, cool. Hagantic. Thank you for the clarification. But I've learned that like, yeah, this could be a little lower. I think this one's a little high right now, this motor. Let's check the instructions, where they want it. They want it at 6.5 millimeter. I think I'm a little higher than that. I guess maybe I'm at 6.5. I feel like it's a hair high. Hope you have a space heater. The garage is decent. The heat in the garage works okay. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. It's not great for the printers. It could stand to be a little warmer for a lot of my machines, but for me, I'm okay. Like right now, it's, oh gosh, yeah. With the studio lights on right now, standing here, it's 67 degrees Fahrenheit. So reasonable. I got a thermometer on the corner of a desk. It's usually around 65 in here. So I haven't needed a space heater much. Printers are space heaters, you know? But thank you for saying something. Appreciate it. Appreciate the concern and the thought. All right, that could slide up just a hair. Just trying to get this like in a good position. Just trying to get the motor pulley position. I don't think it was 100% where I wanted it before. Is that a CNC Voron? Yes, we are doing CNC Voron. This is a Chaotic Lab kit for a CNC Voron build. We're revamping my Voron 2.4 into a Chaotic Lab equipped one. I think it needs to be just down a hair. Let's check. That's better. All right. Byproduct of using heaters is actually eco-friendly. There you go. Live in a tropical place, so running your printers was killing you. I get that. That's not fun. I understand that. That does not sound like fun. My office gets uncomfortable. My office definitely gets uncomfortable. Okay. All right. All right. And all right. This one's not tight or in place yet. Cool. All right. There's our... What are you doing? There's our CNC assembly. I think it's a little dark. Adjust this image 1 second. Ended up a little darker than I wanted. Hi, doggo. Okay, so there's our left-hand CNC machined assembly with our pulleys all looking pretty good. I forgot these were Honey Badger bearings. I can even see the markings. That's impressive. After over 1,000 hours, the Honey Badger logo on the bearings is still fully visible. Huh, like completely. That's really impressive. All right. Now, what time is it? 8:53. How long have we been streaming? 2.5 hours. Okay. Would it work to loosen the pulley, mount the motor, run the belts temporarily, and use them to align the gear? And the pulley can realign the bearings are pretty much set. Yes, it would, Brian. Ballistic. Yes, that's how you do it on the VCore 4, the rat rig. They don't even bother to tell you where. They only tell you which way the pulley should be put onto the motor before you put it in, but they don't tell you where to put it. And that's how you do it on that machine. I've been known to do that, but not every machine is it accessible. It is on this setup, so it can work. But you can also screw it up. It can look right and not be. Like, oh, it looks like it's riding properly, and then it can kind of get wonky. And also, there is a set height it should be at. So there's an argument to be made that if like you put it at the set height and it's not right, something is wrong, and that can be an indicator that something's wrong. But yes, that is a perfectly acceptable reason to do, or way to do things. Finished soldering my car-inspired mod for my V0. I'm going to give it an underglow. Why not? Well, hype because I can. Why not is the answer. I've thought about doing that on mine. Yeah, I've definitely thought about doing that on mine. But yeah, the VCore 4, they don't tell you where to put the pulley. Same thing for the 9mm Trident build. There's no spec on where that pulley's supposed to be. That's how I did it on both of those. That is how I did it on both of those. All right, we can put this onto the gantry now. The gantry back piece. I gotta find the gantry back piece. Yeah, there it is. Here it is. Oh, I can clean this out a little bit. There is an extra linear rail or roll and insert I'm not gonna need anymore, I think. I don't think. Oh, you know what? No, I'm not gonna need that. I'll put it back in if and when I do. So I'm gonna need it for the umbilical setup, but I'm not doing the umbilical right now. M3 nut. One of these is supposed to be M3, but it is not. Why do I have a bunch? I'm gonna clean these out. I'm gonna clean all of the ones that I don't need out. But one of them is supposed to be M3. The 2 T-nuts on the inside of the bottom should be M3. Okay. It wants M3s in the bottom. I can do that. Been thinking about doing a motorsports livery themed printer. That'd be cool. I'm looking forward to people starting to like customize and theme builds more. I'm definitely seeing a rise in it, and I'm here for it. I mean, it's been a thing for quite some time, but yeah. Rook when? Next year, maybe. Sooner or later, but not right now, that's for sure. That is for sure. Like the Hexatron, yeah. Did you get Sam's printer to him, Nomad? I forgot to ask you. I thought for sure I'd have time to talk to Sam after the show, and I didn't end up having any. Didn't end up happening. I did, and now my printer doesn't work. Wow, I didn't ask. I knew your printer didn't work anymore. Okay. Now this goes on here. All right. Slip these together. I'm going to theme my Merc 1. It's going to be an extremely long-term project. Nothing wrong with that. Love the idea of a VW Harlequin themed build. I mean, 3D Maker Noob did that. 3D Maker Noob built, what, a 2.4, I think it was, where it was like almost every part was a different color. I want to say. All right, M5 by 10s. Are those kit parts? I don't see. So they must be... Oh, no, they're right here. Noob named it Skittles. Yeah. I always, whenever I saw that, my first thought was Harlequin. Not like to name it Harlequin, but it made me think of the VW Harlequins. So... just made me think of those. That's all. These M5s actually have the error Loctite in the proper place. Seriously good dude, fun to hang out with. Cool. Never gotten to meet him. Never gotten the chance. Never gotten the chance. All right. And M3 by 10s. Did it come with M3 by 10s? I see M3 by 6s. I'm going to go back in the instructions a little bit and see, am I missing something here? Yeah, I don't see M3 by 10s. Unless I dumped them out here and I'm just not real. Oh, there they are. They're in this little sleeve that I didn't open. In a little sleeve I didn't open. Well, I have a serious excess of M3 by 10s. Yeah, I've got plenty. But I want to use what came with the kit. You know, and or... be critical if it didn't come with the kit, as it should have. I try to look at these things as like I'm reviewing them, at least a little bit. Okay. M3 by 10s. Even though I don't really do reviews anymore, I still look at things like with a critical eye. Still look at things with a critical eye. All right, there we go. Okay, those are started. All right, now we're gonna move on to our Y rails. Yeah. I should be critical. Yes. They are critical. Critically important. Okay. M3. All right. Y-axis. Super straightforward. Why does it not show any of the hardware? Interesting. Oh, I guess it's just leaving us to our own devices because we should be using the hardware from the main build, I assume. All right, I'm gonna slip this into here. You go there. And you go here. All right. Cool. Now I need the hardware for this, which I believe is in the box down here. And probably just free floating in it too. Probably free floating in this box. Yep. 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 I think those are right. M5x10s. Yes. Good thing I had all black hardware to begin with. M5x10s? Yes. M5x10s are what I want. I need 6 M5x10s. Six M5x10s. And then I need M3x10s, I think. You don't look like 10s, you look like 6s or 8s. 8s. I always get faked out or confused because proportionally M5x10 looks so much different than M3x10. Yes. Would have helped if I organized this hardware better when I took this apart, but I just blew through taking it apart. So here we are. We'll see another M3x10. Nope. I don't know if I have another M3x10 in here. So I feel like this might be a slightly different configuration. See, they have you running... No, it should be the same. Oh, it's because of the belt clamps that I'm thinking of. It's not M3x10. Nope, it's belt clamps. That's the issue. I still want to try one of those auto hardware sorters. Yeah. Sortiners? Yes, sorters. Yes. Yeah, I'm thinking about this wrong. It's because belt clamps. I don't need M5 or M3x10. It's belt clamp thickness that I'm not thinking of. Okay, so I can move on. All right, we're largely done with this for the moment. The piece for the cable gland goes here. I'm just going to throw this in real quick. And it's going to be temporary, most likely. Or I may reprint this. Are your calipers anything special? No, junk. My calipers are just $20 Amazon specials. I keep meaning to buy a good pair, and I just never do. It's been on the list for a long time, and I just never get around to it. Why is that so loose? Expensive measuring tools seem to get dropped more. I mean, these get dropped pretty often too, so same difference. All right, now we can go on to, I guess, XY joints, or maybe we should do tensioners. Minatoyo for life. All right. Did I not get... I didn't see the belt tensioner instructions. I want to do belt tensioner. Tool-free tensioner. I missed it because it's called something kind of different. All right, downloading that real quick. How long have we been at this? We've been at this for 2 hours, 37 minutes. We are going to do the giveaway for the CNC tap kit at 3 hours in, which should be, what, 20 minutes from now? So 9:30. 9:30 Pacific Standard Time, we will do the CNC tap kit giveaway. So if anybody hasn't already, it's pinned to the chat so you can get entered. All right. All right, back to this. Downloads. Cut. 2.4 rebuild. 2. I've got two folders named 2.4 rebuild. That's not very helpful. Okay, there we go. Now, let's do the belt tensioners. So I can get the whole XY gantry-ish sort of done. I want to get this whole gantry done-ish, maybe not belted, obviously, till we get it into the frame, but I want to get this all together yet. Which might be a little ambitious for where I'm at the moment, but we shall see. Okay. Tensioners come pretty assembled, actually. Like, fully assembled. Do I have to disassemble them? Yeah, they show doing all kinds of stuff that I don't have to do. These came fully assembled. Okay. Maybe these are old instructions, because this is a fully assembled piece in my hand right now. Adjust focus quick. Yeah. So I've got an assembled tensioner for both sides. That really makes that easy. Okay, so now these just slip onto the ends. This one goes over here. And this one goes over here. Helps if I put this on the correct way. Okay. Boop, boop. Do those have M3s in them? M3 inserts? Yes. May have to add thread locker if you're doing that in the other parts. Yes. Thread locker is happening on everything, so thank you. All right. There's screws for those. Yeah, M3x6. All right. Cool. That was easy. Don't remember if it was pre-applied or not. Let me pop one screw out and we'll take a look. How? Wait a minute. Do I have these in here backwards? Or funky? How do these go on here? They go this way? Yes, I had them on there backwards. Whoops. So I've got the left on the right and the right on the left. I'm looking at it wrong. I'm thinking like they stick off the front, but they don't. They stick inward toward the build volume. Oops. So I'm like, why would the pulley, the tensioner's in the way of the pulley? That doesn't make any sense. It's because I'm doing it wrong. It's because I did it wrong. That's all. Oh, why is this not slipping on here? What's catching? Something is like... Oh, I'm hitting the rail. Do I have the rails in a funky position for these? That's a 25 millimeter. Why is that happening? No. No, it should. No, you're right. It's... I had it the right way. I'm getting confused. Because when I look at this, I am so confused as to how this goes together, because when I look at it, the tensioner knob... Oh, the tensioner knob's in the wrong fucking spot. This one's assembled wrong. That's the problem. They do stick forward, yeah. But this one, the tensioner knob is back here in the belt path. Factory goof. Okay, we'd have to disassemble and redo this one anyway. That's what confused me. I'm looking at it, I'm like, but the belt would hit the tensioner. So I thought it was the other way. Duh. Okay, we got to disassemble that one. This one looks fine. This one's fine. It's just the other one that's backwards. All right. We got stuff to do anyway. Adjust focus a little bit here. Okay. Is that better? That's better. Okay. That Steve guy's on top of stuff. He is. He does that. He does that. It's like he's done this once or twice. It's like he's done this stuff once or twice. Yeah, there is no Loctite on these. Now, granted, this one's in the stack, so I might end up disassembling these all together. So there's not a lick of Loctite in these. All right, all the screws are out. I can slide this assembly out of the side, it looks like. Oh, I left one screw in. Now I can slide this out of the side. All right. Now pop off the bearings. There are bearings on this tensioner rod. It's got a captive or a shoulder and a bearing at each end of this for the tensioner, the adjuster screw. It was just in backwards though. That's all. Just in backwards. Okay. Bearing. Block. That is an LTT screwdriver, yes. That is my custom Mandic Relay LTT screwdriver. Yes, it is. Okay. While I got this apart, I'm just going to insert one of these guides that I can Put a little Loctite on it. Now you come through the bottom into this, sir. That's better. All right, now we got Loctite on that one. Okay. Now I can put Loctite on the next screw on the other side of this. And because this is an LTT screwdriver, I can keep that screw in there because it's magnetized to it very nicely. Thoughts on all the NJ drone stuff? Trying not to pay any attention. The best thing I've heard anybody say is if the government says it's not a big deal, it's them. So that's about all I got to say on that. Okay, now this needs to, this is a handful. This piece has to slip over, but also in each end of this mount. Okay, now a couple screws. It's interesting, their Chaotic Lab logo or branding is on the bottom. I live in NJ, right near Picatinny, and let me tell you, anything in the air, they know exactly what it is. Yeah. Yeah, they don't mess around. Somebody was like, remember that Chinese weather balloon last year where they like made a huge deal about its very existence and were ready to shoot it down and blah, 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 but suddenly they don't care about drones? The only answer is, it's them. So, yeah. Yeah, drone stuff, they don't mess around. Even like commercial, like my level of drone stuff, the FAA takes really seriously. So. Okay, now that's together properly and Loctited. I'm gonna have to take the other ones. The other side, I'm just gonna go screw by screw and take one screw at a time out. Also reports of these hovering for hours. That's beyond commercial grade. Yeah, no commercial drones can hover that long. Now, it doesn't mean that, you know, reports say hovering for hours, but it could be one drone switching to another one or something. Like, you know, who knows? And people aren't paying enough attention or noticing or blah, blah, blah. Ah, dang it. This actually fits into a guide. I gotta loosen this up. See if I can get this in there. All right, let's switch cameras again. Ay, ay, ay. Most commercial are tethered like those for high tension line inspection. That's fair. Could be a tension, like a tethered system to a ground power station or whatever the fuck. But then at that point, you definitely know it's not. They definitely know who it is. They're not confused by a drone with a line to the ground. Got to slip this piece into here with the idler, with the bearings, before, dang it, I have to take this clamp piece out, which means screws have to come back out. There's an order, and I skipped ahead because I was disassembling and reassembling, not full-on assembling. Okay. Get out of there. Now I can put this in here. Does this get a bearing? Does this bearing get a... Right assembly. Oh, this is right assembly. I'm on the left, I think. Left. Yeah, it gets a shim. Okay. Hey, there was no shim in here either. Unless I dropped out while I was working here. There was no shim in here. Maybe it dropped out? I didn't see it. So we're definitely taking a look at the other one. All right, come on. Dang it. This is all kinds of... I mean, there's there's a handful of shims sitting here on the bench, so maybe it fell out and I didn't notice, but I don't know. I don't know. Come on. Slip into your home. There we go. Okay, that's better. Yeah, it definitely needs a shim in there. And pull this side off, take a look at it. There's a shim in this one. It must have fallen out and I just didn't notice on this side. Must have fallen out and I didn't notice. It's my only guess. Alright, I thought this would be quick and easy, but it wasn't. Okay. There we go. Okay. One side together. Loosely. One side loosely together. I'm just gonna leave it somewhat loose till I get it somewhat assembled more. I don't want to tighten things too much till I kind of get it figured out. The XL, enclosed or staying open? It will get enclosed at some point. Just not a priority at the moment. XL will definitely get enclosed at some point. Yeah. I want to be able to print ABS ASA on it. It will happen. Okay, now I gotta pull screw by screw out on this one and Loctite them. I've got a cup, yeah, it's gonna get enclosed. When? Don't know, but it will happen. It will happen. Screw by screw on this. What's the max nozzle temp for those? I don't know. I want to say 300. But I could be wrong. I've printed polycarbonate at 275 on it. Yeah, I don't know offhand. Haven't really taken note. PC, nylon are like the only things I really have any use for that I would print on that, I think. For higher temp stuff, they've got the HT90. So, but that's a whole different class of machine. That's a whole different beast. That's a whole different beast. And a whole different price bracket. Could be interesting to mix different engineering materials. Could be. That's definitely something to play with. I've especially with like the newer materials, PPS, CF, see if like does something like nylon work as a support material? I don't know. Well, that was fun. Just spent 20 minutes getting yelled at by my kid because she wanted the light in her teddy on and off at the same time. I love those. I do not envy you folks with children when I hear stories like that. I don't envy you folks with children most of the time, no offense. But then especially. Those moments especially. I knew I missed at least one. The incongruity of a child. Kids are great and nuts. The incongruity of a child's mind. PPS CF is interesting stuff to print. I haven't printed it at all yet. I haven't even bothered ordering any because none of the machines I have running right now I would print it on. So I just haven't bothered. This machine, maybe when I get it back together, I'll play around with printing it. But, I don't know. Okay. These are together now. They can go back on. Okay, now we're on to XY joints. XY joint time. XYs. Oh, we only got 2 minutes left till the giveaway. 2 minutes left to the giveaway. Coming up at 3 hours. So, yes, actually, 9:29 now. Get in the last minute entries if you haven't already. We're going to be doing the giveaway very soon. Very soon. Last minute. It's tagged in the chamber. What sort of chamber temps do you need for PPS CF? About the same as ABS? Honestly, I don't know. I haven't really looked at it that much. I know a lot of folks print it cooler than it really needs. Polymaker sales can lead to some impulsive buys. Yeah. Actually, wait, did I get PPS CF? I might have. I forget. From Polymaker. I feel like I might have. Did I? Yes, I did. I did. I forgot. So I did get some from one of the Polymaker sales, I guess. PPS CF. What do they call for? 310 plus on the hot end. I know quite a few folks have said needs a heated chamber. Let's see. What's the spec sheet say? Doesn't. Website doesn't really say. They say it's not needed, but I haven't tried it yet. Print settings. There we go. Build plate temp 80 to 90 C. Chamber temp, room temp. So they claim it doesn't. Active drying at 100 degrees Celsius. Do I need a hot end that can reach above 300? Yes, we definitely recommend at least 310C. Might be possible at 300, but not recommended. 310 to 350 is the print head temperature. Yep. I'll play around with it eventually. I've got a spool of it here. Maybe we'll play with it on this machine. This machine has a Next G extruder with a PT1000. So I can push it. I can definitely push it higher than that. We can push it. All right. Who makes the CNC? Yeah, this is all Chaotic Lab on this one. Chaotic Lab on this one. Okay, so we are at giveaway time. We're at giveaway time. I need to remember how to do a giveaway. Oops, I forgot. That's a thing I gotta remember. All right, I'm gonna remove a link, unpin, responses, view and cheats. Got it. Bamboo says 60 to 90C on their PPSCF. Interesting. Polymaker says it doesn't matter. Yeah. See ya, Science Sniper. Had success at 320 on my V0. All right. Wheel of names. Let me get drop in names to it. I feel like this, yeah, this always does this. It has to be full screen. It can't be. All right, let me share screen. Woo. Get my video back up here. All right, get that set up. Okay. Not worried about that. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Entries are in. Okay. Let's actually do this. Okay, we're gonna do the giveaway here. I've got up the wheel of names with all the names from entries. I forget how many entries there were. 65. There were 65 entries into the giveaway. So, giving away a chaotic tap kit, CNC tap. So, tap probing for a Voron build. How many times should I spin the wheel? I'm going to switch back to. I don't have a good way to. Like, I can't split screen this because. Maybe I can. Yeah, that's kind of working. I can't put in the name split screen, but I can do this anyway. 69 times. Let's go a few less than that. 42. 16. I'm going with 16. That sounds pretty reasonable. 16 sounds reasonable. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 names, times shuffled. And click to spin. So our winner of the CNC tap kit from Chaotic Labs is Kenneth Sang. Kenneth Sang. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, but you are the winner. I will reach out after stream. I've got your email, so I will reach out after the stream and get that to you. Congratulations, Kenneth. I should probably do the, like, if you're present, blah, 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 but I don't have time for that at the moment, so. Kenneth is the winner. I will email them after the stream. Quadruple check, make sure I've got the info I need. I'm 99.99% sure I do. Kenneth, I do. Kenneth is in Canada, so it's going to cost me a little more on shipping, but that's okay. So, congratulations, Kenneth. That's okay. I purposely did not restrict location on this giveaway. So, all right. Back to this. Now we're on to the CNC joints. Congratulations, Kenneth. Okay, CNC joint time. I need my old ones. XY. Oh, I need to find my bearings because I got bad old pulley bearings here. These are garbage. My idlers. I got bad idlers. Ah. But I've got a whole box of random Voron hardware beneath me. Let's see if I have what I need. This is all V0 stuff. I know I've got a Trident one around here. That is a linear rail and some bearings from West 3D. Someone say joint time. Yes, you all have fun with that. However you may choose to. I knew what I was saying. I knew what I was saying. Or Or I could play innocence. I have no idea what you're talking about. It's the problem with just using a box to hold on to hardware and stuff is just a pile of stuff in here. I know I've got new idler bearings for this because my idlers are the wrong ones. They're not the bomb ones, and I think they're a chunk of the problem that I had with this machine. Or at least a portion of the problem I had with this machine. Belts. Yeah, belts for the belts. Fabrico. What did Fabrico send me? I don't remember what's in this bag. Is Canada Post back to work? No, that's been causing problems lately. I don't know. Anybody know? Is Canada Post back to it? What is that? Oh, Voron LEDs. Yeah, it's LED kit for the mini stealth burner LED kit. That's more belt. I've got so many belts in here. I'm gonna need those at some point. So I gotta rebelt this, but where the heck is my pulleys? Might not be in this box. I thought it was. I thought I put them in here. Not seeing them. Shit. Well, damn. All right, I gotta look at the Trident real quick and see if I can come home. Still on strike. Great. Great. They're still on strike. Boo. Well, good for them, but, you know, do what you gotta do, folks. But stinks for sending things up there. That's filament. All right, I gotta check real quick for the Trident hardware. So I can rob some pulleys from it. Potentially. Maybe. Possibly. Yeah, not in this box. Trident printed parts. Is it in that box? I haven't opened this box, I don't think. Well, let's take a look. I want to get back to the Trident project really soon, but I need to get the Trident. I need to get this machine back up and running so I can. I hope they get a better deal than the USPS recent contract. Yeah. I haven't looked at that too much, but I've heard pretty mixed things. Okay. Nope, this is in fact just printed parts for the Trident. This is just the Trident's printed parts. Exactly what the box says, but I can never trust myself when labeling boxes, so never trust that guy. Never trust that guy. Never know what he means when he writes on the outside of boxes. Okay, those are... Dang it. Where is all my hardware for the Trident? Because the Trident came with a whole LDO kit of hardware that I'm not using. Might be here. Think I found it. Sorry, folks. Well, here. Ah! I might as well turn the camera around so you can see what the heck I'm doing, possibly. Potentially. Time for bed, Maker Viking. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Thank you. So I got drywall in front of my stack of printer parts. Oh crap. That's a V0 I forgot I had. Whoops. That's a V0 I forgot I had. Okay. There's the bed from the Trident. Electronics, tool board. What's in here? Hardware? Pull that out in a second. I don't think that's the one I'm looking for. There's the titanium hardware from the Trident. Nighthawk 36 board that may or may not work. Cable kits. Oh, please tell me I have frickin' hardware in here. All right, I gotta pull this box out. So I don't know where the idlers I need are. I know the idlers that I had on the 2.4 are the garbage ones. That's the problem. I know they weren't right. They were the ones that some folks were selling that just weren't quite right. Okay. Now, if you don't want it. Yeah, actually that V0 I was supposed to have given away forever ago. That V0 was supposed to be a giveaway prize like over a year ago, and I just never got around to doing the giveaway. My bad. My bad. Heat shrink tubing. There's a tiny fan board. And a power supply. Not any pulleys. Yeah, I'm fairly sure that I didn't keep... What did I do? Trident bits. This can go with the Trident stuff. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Tool board. Titanium hardware. What's in this JLC PCB box? Leviathan board. This is printed parts. Belts, chains, and fans. Maybe in here. Maybe in here. I don't think so, but maybe. Belts, chains, and fans. Belts. Belts. Nope, chains. I needed those chains recently, so that's a good thing. I wanted those recently, so that's something. I'll trade you a rook. We both live in Portland. It's easy enough. Sure. Oh. You know where the idlers that I needed were? I put them in the box for the Chaotic Lab stuff a while ago, so I wouldn't lose them. Who would have thought to look in the box? I outsmarted myself by thinking ahead. I literally just look and I see them just out of the corner of my eye here. Ay, ay, ay. Oh well, at least it tore into the Trident parts a little bit, so when I'm ready to get to the Trident, I know where some of that stuff is. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, back to this. All right. Now, what side are we working? Starting with the left. These are so stuck in here. You found belt and did a little bit of inventory with video evidence. That's especially critical. I should always have video evidence of when I do inventory stuff, like just walk around with a camera 24/7. Here's where this is. Here's where this is. Then we need AI tools to scrub through the footage like that, just to like keyframe, like my security camera with motion detection, but have a thing that's like, item found, item found. I have 1000% done that before, where I look back in a video and I'm like, I know I had this part while I was working on this, where did I go with it? And I'll scrub back through footage to the last point where I see it, and then I'll like work my way forward and go, I put it in that box. Or like, it was near this corner of my desk, what did I do when I cleaned that corner of a desk up? I've totally done that. Wasn't that a plate you found via a video? Which one? I forget. I believe you. I just don't remember. I don't remember, but I believe that I would have forgot and nor done that. Yeah. Okay. Now this... Boy, that is short. How does that... There we go. It's different length ones. That's the problem. All right, so there are different lengths of these. And one of these goes... This is not very clear. Let's move that out of the way. All right, this goes... Where? Oh, okay, here, this corner. But that feels like it's gonna... No, it's free, okay. Second, it didn't feel like it'd be free, but it is. So, okay, I gotta look at what these bearing stacks, if they're actually different. Something feels off here. Oh, there's thicker and thinner ones. That's the problem. I don't know what the thicker ones are for. Designed to be compatible with idlers that have a thickness of 9mm or less. Due to tolerance between idlers and manufacturers, the XY joint standoffs are designed with extra tolerance. Stack shims as evenly as possible at the top and bottom of the idlers. I don't think I'll need to. Yeah, mine does not need shims. All right. So I think this goes... God, putting this all together is a little fiddly. Because, like, they use... These aren't threaded, these standoffs. So you actually thread all the way through them with a longer screw. But, like, the CNC kit for the 9mm conversion of a Trident, these standoffs are threaded, which means you can then, you know, like this bottom piece, I could put these on, thread them in, and they're not going anywhere. But, you know, lovely. Whatever. It is what it is. All right, I gotta just, all right. That whole thing started because I went looking for idlers, but I haven't actually disassembled my old bearing stacks and everything. Need to do that. I still need the bearings out of here. Still need my bearings. Sound like party time at Aaron's house. Woo! Bagel party. Best chai. I had an excellent chai. Where was it? A chai latte. Somewhere in England, I had an excellent chai latte. I don't remember where now, but it was very good. I'm trying to remember. I only ate a handful of places, but come on. I would be down, but my house sucks for entertaining. We'll just have to have West 3D do an open house or something again. Daredockel, welcome in. Mandic in the morning. Welcome, welcome. Pretty early for you, isn't it? Do we have to be here for the tap kit? No, Tor, I already did the drawing for the tap kit. I did the tap kit drawing 20 minutes ago at the 3-hour mark. So, Kenneth Sang won it. Kenneth Sang. I'm going to email them after stream. If for whatever reason I can't get a hold of Kenneth, maybe we'll redraw. So, but that'll be another stream if that happens. So. Good morning, great time for a stream. My commute is going to fly by. Awesome, I was born on a Friday. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right, that looks good. Okay, so there's two different standoffs. There's two different standoffs. And neither requires a shim. No, this looks like it needs a shim. Weird. That is a little weird. If I put this top plate on, do I need a shim? God, this is annoying. I'm trying to assemble these a little bit more on the top side. M3 by 25s. Okay. Get off my finger. Okay, so idler, bearing stack, this goes through here. These are not exceptionally clear. It seems like I need a shim in here, but it's not calling for a shim. Oh, nope. When you assemble it the right way, you don't need a shim. Okay, that's what I needed to know. And then one more M3 by 25. Coming through here, going through a non-support column, but I don't see a support column. I wonder if they're using... No. I'm confused. I don't see support columns in here. Maybe that's what's inside of this. It's unlabeled. Unlabeled. I'm gonna go with it's probably the unlabeled package. It is. Support column. There we go. So we got ones that are intended for bearings, ones that are intended for idlers. Though it doesn't call it out in the instructions, but there are different ones for the idler and the bearings stack. So a little annoying that they don't call that out, but there is different ones. But trialed and errored my way into it. Okay. Now I can loosely thread these. Carrie, welcome in. Morning, 6 a.m. here. You back on U.S. time? I am. I just started late. I just got started later than I wanted to. I had to clean up the studio this morning. So welcome in, Carrie. Always good to see you at Smurf. So welcome to a typical stream again. Or back to regular streams. Instructions unclear. XL in trunk. Taking XL to a meetup. That would be a thing. Definite thing. Okay. Now my other side. Other side. 3 more M3 by 25s. Bringing printers sounds like a spring thing. Yes. We should do that. We should definitely work out like a meetup. Should definitely work out a meetup when spring hits. Or maybe rainy season passes. Maybe when rainy season passes. Okay, so this front one gets the other idler. Boop. All right, that goes there. Okay, so there are two different standoffs, and the two different standoffs have two different length sides, and they're not calling that out in the instructions. Where's Nomad to tell us about how portable the positron is? Quiet in chat right now. What time is it over there? 1 a.m. Probably has to be at work tomorrow. Dang it. Yeah, I know, Bean. I know, I just dropped it. Can you find it? I just dropped a frickin' standoff. Ugh. Yeah. Do you see it? You heard it hit the ground too? Bonk. Thank you, Jean. I know you folks can't see, but she's currently helping. Jean is helping. Yes, you are. Ah, damn it. And of course that standoff is so specific. Ay, ay, ay. Hi, Jean. Crap. Oh, found it. It was hiding underneath Jean's bed. Want to come say hi? Say hi, Carrie. Yeah, there's too much stuff on the bench right now. You can't. There's too much stuff. But you can come say hi. Hi. Hi, I helped find stuff. Back underneath the bench she goes. Okay. So, as I was saying, there are two different lengths. There are two different size standoffs in this kit, and they don't call it out. And one of them is different end to end. Let me see if I can get missed you at Smurf. Yeah. Switch cameras. Boop. So, here we go. Two different standoffs. One of them has a thicker center piece. This one is for the bearing stack. And this one with a thinner one is for the idler, the belt idler, the cogged idler. But the cogged idler only goes one way on this. Let me grab it. And the instructions do not call this out. So if I put this in this way, the shaft doesn't stick out through the middle of here. But if I put it this way, it does just stick out. It just protrudes. So, yeah. A bit silly. I mean, I don't care that there are two different ones. That's fine. But the instructions totally don't call it out. Bearing stack over toothed idler, I will die on that hill. I understand the concept, and I don't know where I fall on it. I have no problem with bearing stacks, that's for sure. So, I gotta retrieve my other bearing stack from this one. I know I've definitely heard solid arguments against using toothed idlers at all. So, don't know. Was the cat helping find the standoff? Nick, yes, she was. Nick, she did help. She was so helpful. Ah, squeaky frickin' plastic noise. Looks like the Loctite missed the end of those threads. Yeah, they did. The Loctite has missed the ends of those threads too. I'm just gonna assemble these and then take one screw out at a time and put it back together. I just want to get rid of belt tooth VFA. Yeah. Come on. All right, bearings. Clean this off real quick. Clean, clean, clean. Belt tooth VFA, not a thing. Yeah, there has been more than one person who has studied that and really found it not to be much of a thing. Out of here for the night. Have to put the kids to bed. All right, Gulsifer, thank you for stopping by and starting a meetup discussion. Have a good night. Okay. Yeah, belt tooth VFA is a contested concept, to say the least. Okay. Now I've got the spacers on these. So this gets a standoff, just a blank standoff, the bearing stack spacer, and the tooth gear spacer, tooth idler spacer. Yeah. And each one's different, in a different position too. Yay! Okay, I'll get these onto here, and then I'm going to take one screw out at a time and apply Loctite to them. One at a time. Great. And there we go. Cool. Here is our XY joints. So these are the lightweight V2 Chaotic Lab components. So lightning holes everywhere. There is a little tab. I'm very happy to see there's a tab sticking down for X-axis limit switch homing. Love to see that. Yeah. You need to buy me a coffee link now that you're in the PNW. Okay, now I'm out. Not wrong. You're not wrong. That's what tips are for, and super chats. But thank you, thanks for the thought. Okay. All right, take those out one by one and get some Loctite on them before I forget. Start in the middle. Oh, I was like, why is this one standing upward? The other one's leaning over. It's because of the tab that sticks down for the X-axis limit switch. It's because of the tab for the limit switch. Okay. All right. One more on this side. Okay. Now the other one. Loctite. Good stream, I'm off. All right, Bearded Bucket, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Have yourself a good one. Thank you for stopping by. I definitely want to get this together yet, so I'm not going to walk away just yet from this. I thought I'd be done by now, but, you know, searching for stuff that's right in front of my face and all that. Okay. Now all those are Loctited. Why do I have one of these standoffs? Do I have an extra standoff for some reason? That's mildly concerning. Am I missing one somewhere? Doesn't look like it. Joseph Grenier coming in with error. Coming in with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you very much, Joseph. I probably just butchered your name. That's why I errored for a second. Go grab some Dutch Bros. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In fact, I could really use another monster, I think, at this moment. But we got Nick with a gifted membership, Nick Person, Burnt North, Mag the Frag, and RH3D all got gifted memberships. Thank you to Joseph. Thank you for the support. It is appreciated. Okay, now this X-axis gantry goes in on those parts.
I didn't get that.
I didn't ask you, Siri. No. Always kicks in when I'm not asking. All right, so right side goes here. Left side goes here. Let me just double check underneath. Yep, that's looking right. Or left. Right or left, whatever. Same difference. Ah! Don't fall off of there. Okay. Now M5 by 10s. A couple M5 by 10s here. Did it come with M5 by 10s? I just want to see if it's got matching hardware. It did. Okay. I'm not going to be able to use those anyway, I don't think. We'll see, but... Oh, maybe I will. No, I probably will, actually. And I just want to get this done. All right. Get this mounted up. There is Loctite all the way to the end of these, but I'm just putting a dab more on it. Just because it's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt to have plenty, you know. I was just thinking about the Y-axis limit switch on this. On my previous setup, the previous gantry, I had a printed component that sat on top of here that protruded off the back and acted as a limit switch stopper. It's included with my print files for my umbilical mount, but the limit switch on this gantry setup mounts below the plate, so it won't need that stopper piece. Just thinking about that and figured that out looking at it. Okay. I like the hardware they included with this. It's like that like silvery black titanium, or not titanium, stainless. So, oh, have any idea how much you invested in this printer to date? I think I managed to break 4 digits on my NG. To this point, oof, if I had to buy every component that went on it, which I did buy every component for the initial build. Nothing was provided to me for the initial build. I want to say the initial build, I never did a final tally, but I'm 90% sure it was around $1,500. I'm at least 90% sure that my original build was like $1,500, and I've probably invested a few hundred since then. And then if you count the stuff that has been provided, like this CNC kit, it's probably over 2,000, pushing upward toward 2,500. So yeah, wish I had bought an LDO kit. When I got my LDO kit, fell in love with the black stainless hardware. Yeah, it is nice. Yeah, really wish I had bought an LDO kit in hindsight. Self-sourcing was not it. Okay, I'm gonna leave these just loose enough that they're not gonna bind when I go to put this in. Okay. All right. Now, drag chain mount I'm not using. Flip over the assembly and look at it. Oh, there's stoppers. Oh, okay. I thought it felt like it had a stopper. It did. There's stoppers machined into these parts so the gantry slides on how far it's supposed to and not further. That's cool. All right, now I got to flip this gantry over the whole flying gantry, so I can assemble this from underneath. All right, onto here you go. I don't think the second camera angle is only going to pick up one end of this. Okay. M3x6s, but it didn't come with the M3x6s for this, so I got to pull out. Self-sourcing is good if you can afford the one-off cost, but works out expensive these days. Yeah. Got to at least self-source one printer build when you love the hobby. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily regret, but I definitely don't recommend self-sourcing unless it's a project that requires self-sourcing. Definitely not my go-to recommendation for folks. It's just not efficient. Not monetarily efficient. 0. Oh, those are 8s. I need M3x6s. Came with 4 M3x6s, but I might have to grab my own. So I don't think you know what? I'm just gonna grab this bucket of bolts. They're gonna be stainless, like stainless, but whatever. They're gonna be underneath the gantry. It's pretty hard to beat kit prices these days. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Between that and the biggest thing is, like, people don't think about tax and shipping adds up quick. Also, at some point, you need to dismantle an old printer to make a new rep wrap. I mean, yeah, that's also a good way of, that's part of the whole rep wrap process. But then there's the ever-present, like, I know Adam, Vector 3D, was talking about it before. Like, you know, folks like me and him and Miro and Steve, with how many printers we build, he was talking about starting to, like, look at doing things the LTT way of, you know, like, they'll take the same hardware, like PC components, and build 5 computers with it in just different cases and different water cooling and blah, blah, blah. He was talking about, like, just having some baseline hardware and, like, okay, these motors are going in a rat rig this week. Next week, it's going to be a Voron, you know, like, especially he, you know, him in the UK, he doesn't have a ton of space. He's moving into a new office right now, actually right now. But still, there's only so much space. I only have so much space. Okay. Only problem is, it sounds like a great idea, but then there's just only so much overlap between all the bombs, you know? You still end up with a pile of, like, whatever. It's not, printer builds, especially rep wrap ones, are not quite as standardized as computer builds. All right. A couple more screws and this piece will be in. I gotta dig out the, I don't know if they're CNC clamps or not. I try not to track printer spending like that. Makes me feel like my hobby's a business. Understandable. I also just don't like to know how much I've invested in everything, you know? It's the don't show the wife the receipts concept, but it's not that. I'm not afraid. I don't hide things from Ruby. It's hiding it from myself more than anything. The only things I hide from Ruby are the things I hid from myself. Okay. Accidentally pulled out a couple of M3x8s, but hey. The parts that aren't easily reusable aren't the ones eating up the storage space. Usually aren't the ones eating up the storage space. You are right. You know, it's hardware. It's much smaller components. You are quite right about that. Yeah, you are right. Motors and beds and things like that are, well, but then beds aren't very transferable. Panels aren't very transferable. So there's stuff. There's stuff. All right, now I gotta find the belt clamps. All right, I gotta find belt clamps and all right, where are the belt clamps? Are they in here? Looks like possibly. Because if I can find the belt clamps, yes. Find the belt clamps, I can put this gantry, I can screw this gantry together, and we will probably call it done then. I'm definitely not going to get this into the frame this stream. But at least we'll get this gantry together, which is my main ultimate goal. It's my ultimate goal. I'd hope to be done by now, but whatever. Okay, Z-axis joints. Z-joints. I have these spring-loaded Z-joint design on here. Uses a conical spring and a bearing at each corner. So it uses actual spherical bearing at each corner. But I need clamps at the moment. Oh, okay. Okay, so. Get out of there. It gets an M5 by 40 screw at each corner for the underside. M5 by 40 screw. Boop. Goes into each one of these. Machined parts. That creates, that's our pivot point that'll go through the bearing. Where's the fourth one? Did I not pull it out? Oh, I didn't pull it out. All right. Boop. And now, ooh, I gotta put the belts. I gotta put, dang it. Well, I'm gonna do this without putting the belts in there yet. I'm gonna regret it, but at the moment I'm gonna do it. 5 by 14s. All right, 5 by 14. I don't think that's the right size. It is not. Where's the right size? There. Okay. 5 by 14. And a 3 by 14. Where are the 3 by 14s? Did I miss them in here? 3 by 6s. And 3 by 14s. Okay. Okay. Whoop. I'm probably going to end up taking this back apart off stream and just throw belts into it quick. That's the wrong size. Because I need to cut belts for this, and I don't have them cut yet for the 9mm belts for the gantry. So, as such, I'll end up coming back to this, I'm sure. I don't want to bog down stream by pulling out belts, because I've got just like a big spool. Right, off back to stream. All right, Carrie, thanks for stopping by. Have a good day. Have a good day. I gotta get soon anyway, because Ruby is headed to bed as well, and I gotta go give her a call and chat with her a little bit before she does. So, just get this together so this is all held together, and I think that's what we're gonna call it. Yeah, cool. going together. All right, 2 more screws, 2 more clamps. Might end up streaming again, I don't know, maybe tomorrow even. I don't know about tomorrow. I've got some other stuff on my plate that I can't stream. We'll see how that goes. But I need to get this done. I need this machine back up and running ASAP. So we shall see. Oh, that one's not lined up nicely. Let's make it so. Get back to where you're supposed to be. There we go. All right. All right, all right, all right. I can tighten this. These pieces should just be where they're supposed to be, so I can tighten these. Okay. Yeah, I'll just loosely tighten the ones in the back, just so nothing comes apart on me. I think that's where we're going to call this. We've got a flying gantry with CNC components. CNC AB carriage components, CNC tensioners on the front, and our XY axis as well. And we also, this stream, lubricated our Y-axis rails, cleaned and lubricated our Y-axis rails with over 1,000 hours on them, and installed a new Physect lightweight Z1 preload X-axis rail. It's one of their lightweight ones with the machined out back components for anybody who missed that earlier in the stream. So, yeah. All right. There is the new CNC machined gantry assembly with my previous extrusions, my motors transferred over, and I think that's what we're going to call it for this one. Coming up at just about 4 hours on the stream. So, I need to wrap up. Should have wrapped up a while ago, but, you know, I wanted to make some... I had a milestone of what I wanted to get done, and we have achieved it now. So, I think that's what we're going to call it, folks. Kenneth, the winner of the CNC tap kit this stream, I will email you after stream. And I do believe that's that for this one, folks. Next stream, we'll get this installed into the machine, get the belt set up properly. We've got the CNC machine belt adjusters for the top of the frame. That'll be going in as well. I'm not going to replace, there is a full CNC machined Z motor mount setup. I don't think I'm going to put in. I don't think I'm going to be putting that in. So I don't feel like tearing down the machine that far. And the Z motor mounts are perfectly fine on my machine, I think. So I'm not too worried about it. But that's it for this one, folks. I'm going to make a quick camera adjustment so we can do our outro. The proper way of doing the outro around here. All right. Let me bloop. Just got to move a few things. It's a disaster under there. I don't care. Okay. All right, folks. I will catch you all in the next one. Thanks for coming around. Bye-bye.